Welcome back. Is your multidimensional host, or rather I should say it like this, is your host, the multidimensional Jigen Kaiden. The time is once more upon us to look to our old friends. Yes. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the time is once more upon us to go back to regular live streams. Now, in a new journey of VTubing. It's the pre-debut number 1, because there's gonna be another pre-debut when I finally have a fully working 3D model, which should be next week. Because I've actually figured out that there's many things that you can do quite quickly and quite easily in Vroid Studio, which is what we'll be using to get that 3D model for next week. But for this week, we will continue to have PNG tubing for the duration of all the streams. And for today's stream is also going back to an old friend, which is Sid Meier's Civilization 5. It's an old friend, but I've been playing it a lot off the stream for the past month or so, along with Civ 6. And it was a return that I did to that game recently, so now what I've been doing, what I'm going to want to do is to alternate between Civ 5 and Civ 6. This is off the stream mostly though, so next week for Strategy Sunday, or for whichever day I pick for a strategy game, in case I no longer stream on Sundays, I'm still thinking about maybe switching from Monday to Wednesday. But whichever the stream day is, I'll definitely have a stream day for Civilization because I love the heck out of that game. It may either be Civ 6 or Civ 5, we shall see. Now, I call it Strategy Sunday also to imply that I am open to having other strategy games, who knows. In the future, I may have one of the Total War games. I think I have a few of those on Steam. I think I had Total War Rome or one of the old ones. I can't remember which one it was. But one of those. And then there's also chess. If you look in the panels below, and also wherever I post the schedule, like on the Discord channel for the schedule, or no, is it channel or category? I think the word is category, subcategory. Well, whatever. I think you get what I'm trying to say here. There I specify that Strategy Sunday may involve something like chess. I've been getting back into chess, so I could stream it from like Chess Master Grandmaster Edition or Chess Ultra, which I got recently. I got it mostly for VR, but there's also a desktop version, so it could be good to show it there. I would prefer Grandmaster Edition because it has better AI than Chess Ultra. And well, I could go on and on talking about like that. The one type of game I think I will not stream, despite liking playing it here and there, is real-time strategy games, like Empire Earth, Age of Empires. I kind of went back to Empire Earth recently. I bought it very cheaply on GOG, and I actually didn't go through with the game. I think I actually set the population limit to like 150 by accident because I was creating more houses, but my population was not increasing. I'm not sure what happened. I may just restart a new game or something, but that's not the story. The reason why I don't want to go for RTS games is because I can't really just play the game and also look at the chat and like take a moment to drink my tea. There's the beautiful tea we have here. So despite what it looks like, with that funky blue color there, well, turquoise color or whatever you want to call it, it's a Ceylon black tea that I'm having today. Always ask me, by the way, what tea are you having today, Kaiden? And I will tell you. In my multidimensional travels through the multiverse, the multiverses, I should say, tea is the one constant that has been great for me. I didn't get to meet it until I was already hundreds, perhaps over 1,000 years into it, but when I met it and when I started to get into it, it was a rabbit hole. One of the best rabbit holes I've had. Also, I would really appreciate it if anybody told me how the audio levels are today. I've experimented a little bit more, made them a little bit different, and hopefully the music is not much louder than my voice right now. Again, I'm trying to go back to my regular speaking voice, not trying to raise it too much. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a while, and now that we're back to regular streams, it's going to be very important too. Also, if you hear silence, it's also because I'm drinking my tea, here and there. But yeah, mostly strategy Sundays or any day that may be dedicated to strategy games is going to be Civilization 5. Tomorrow we have MMO Monday, whichever way you want to say it, and we have Adventure Quest 3D. I chose Adventure Quest 3D for this week because it's the easiest to go back to. These 6 months that have passed for this year, I have not touched a single MMORPG, believe it or not. I have not. I actually haven't. Just other priorities in life and other things going on. So Lotro, AQ3D, PSO2, SWTOR, everything. I have none of them. I haven't touched a single one of them. So I want to return to them. Streaming is a good place to return to them, of course. And AQ3D is the easiest because if there's ever any updates to it, which we may talk about later because they're kind of relevant potentially to what we're doing today, they are very small and they don't take a lot of time to get. On the other hand, for Lotro, for PSO2, for everything else, I have to dedicate a day or two before to updating it. And like it's something I have to schedule because I forget otherwise. I have to put a reminder. I have to have a reminder from Google on my phone or something like that and tell me, hey, then you need to update the game like at 3 p.m. 2 days before or something like that, so I have time. Something like that. But anyway, Orbital Pornhub? Nah, nothing like that, Steve. Good to see you. No, absolutely nothing like that. No lewd things of the sort. Why would we do that? So yeah, that's basically it. Sid Meier's Civ, though, is mostly what we're going to have. And I say that, Sid Meier's Civ, not specifying which one. Mostly going to be 5 or 6. I'm still trying to get into the previous ones. I do have 3 and 4. And you can actually... Infernalist, great to see you as well. Hope you're doing well. That is a nice looking emote. Let me look at it. Oh, it's from your channel. Very nice, very nice. Oh, that sounds wonderful. 144 hertz monitor. FPS games are so much better now. Cheers to that. Let me have a drink of my tea. If you want to know who designed these teas, by the way, these things in front of me, just take a look at the credits in the panels below. So, which FPS games have you been playing, Infernalist? I forget which ones have been around now. I'm just thinking, funny enough, stuff like Overwatch. I am so... Oh, yeah, Valorant. Okay. Yeah, Valorant. Well, I kind of retired from Assassin's Creed, and I kind of didn't, Steve. Actually, something I kind of wanted to cover today. I was thinking on Tuesday, I could even play Assassin's Creed Chronicles. I've been wanting to get back to it. The itch is coming back to go back to those worlds of Assassin's Creed, travel to those dimensions with the multi-dimensional portal behind me. And maybe go for India. And if we do that, we may play as India today. That's up to you. I'm gonna let you all decide, or we can choose it randomly. Mao! Yes! I am achieving my true potential in the form of Vtubing, but first I gotta go through the PNG soup kitchen. Yes, I heard very strange news about that, Steve. I don't know if that's a rumor or they were news. Just like you know, I'm kind of semi-retired. You said you retired completely, but I'm kind of more semi-retired. Because I do intend to go back to it someday. I want to get through those Chronicles games that I haven't played and go through India and Russia. And oh, Mao, for that question, you may want to see the panels below for the short version of it. I feel like I'm going to give more character lore when I have the 3D model ready. And if we ever have a live 2D model or a more professional 3D model, that's going to be a full debut, and I'll say more about that. But there's quote number 4. Ubisoft announcing the sales called AC Infinity. Yeah, I've seen negative reception for that. And thank you for asking that question, Mao. Oh, yeah, keep the quote. Your commitment to Assassin's Creed was definitely better than mine, as much as I love it. Thank you for being here, y'all. Thank you for being here, everyone, for this debut. Yes, the live-action sunglasses. That's okay. There are pros and cons to everything, of course, and the pros beat the cons for this. I am a multi-dimensional traveler, though, Mao, to tell you that brief summary of the character lore, which is my lore. It's real. Or perhaps you could say it's beyond fiction and reality. I am a multidimensional traveler, and I have traveled for hundreds, thousands of years, and I couldn't tell you my real age at this point, you know? It's somewhere between 2,000 and 5,000. It's really difficult to say. Because when you go for the Gregorian calendar of your version of Earth, it gets really difficult to pinpoint. It's like the Doctor from Doctor Who. You think the Doctor is lying about their age, but they're not. It's just that they're always saying their age in a different manner. Even though the Doctor spends a lot of time on Earth, it's really difficult to say your age when you're a time traveler for so long, and you also have different calendars from different places, you know? So that's why. Seriously, Mao? Last time I've been in your stream was like a year ago? Of course I remember you. It doesn't feel like that long ago, good lord. You've been following for that long, but like the last time you were here, I can't remember that long. It was that long ago. But yeah, you know, we're already over halfway through the year, so maybe that's why it doesn't feel that way. There you are, Infernalist. It feels like you've been here for longer than that. 1 year and 2 months, that doesn't sound right. My goodness, what is time? We're talking about time travel. That's what it is, you see? That's what it is. It's all messed up. Well, let me start launching Civilization 5 then. I'm not going to pause the music yet, but as soon as we get the menu music for Civ 5, I'll pause the synthwave music here. Harris Heller, ladies and gentlemen. Synthwave Stream Beats by Harris Heller. Still great music. It's there because it's copyright free. Since 2009. Are you sure about that, Steve? No, I remember when I met you. It was a nice morning. I think it was morning of December 17, 2012. Or did you mean it in another way? Of course, it may be different though. We may be talking about the 16th century in Italy. That's where we met each other. And you know that. You remember that very well. No, but seriously, I recall it was like 17 December. Yeah, you say 2010, but I remember it was 2012. Or well, alternately, yeah, it was 16th century Italy. Or Rome, but no, it was Italy because in the multiplayer of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, they didn't just have Rome. Actually, did they have a Rome map? I don't even remember. I'm not even sure. 16th? Nah. Hey, I may have funky pronunciation in my English sometimes, but I don't think it sounded like that, did it? Another oopsie. You interpret it whichever way you want to interpret it, and you put on the hat you want to put on, Infernalist. Oh yeah, Steve. Yeah. But you cared. You went for all the achievements, you absolute unit. You were an absolute tank at that. Don't be shy saying that. You know it. Alright. There's the music. It's a little bit low, but I can increase the volume a bit. My voice should definitely be louder than that. I went back to the old menu music. I actually had the Assassin's Creed 3 multiplayer menu music as the menu music for Civilization here. Let's see if the game shows up. I may have to use display capture. Hopefully I don't have to do that, but let me see. You know, another thing I need to do soon is to clean up the... Alright, you know what? Let's just... I'll just do display capture. The reason why I don't want to do it is because I don't like displaying my desktop sometimes. If Civilization 5 crashes, it's going to display my desktop. Let me try seeing if we can do another window or game capture. I'm gonna try a specific game capture. Just doing Civ 5 here. 200 pound controller getting one of them? Every AC game except the multiplayer parts. No, but we met precisely because we were going for the multiplayer parts. And you were making that effort to go for the achievements. Oh really? I didn't know Uncharted 2 had multiplayer Infernalist. In the old days. Nice. For consoles in old days. Yes, on your old profiles, but the point is that you did achieve all the achievements, pardon the redundancy. Let's see if we can capture a specific window. Let me try to get Civ 5 like this. Okay, this should be working now. Look, give me a moment. Okay, yeah. Let me just set it a bit in the background so it doesn't overshadow everything, including me. What's going on? Hold on. It shouldn't be looking like that. Star Citizen has been your life since 2012? Really? Didn't know it was that long for you. That's surprising. That's actually surprising. Let me see. I'm trying to move Civilization 5 for a moment. Give me a moment here. I'm not finished yet. Let's increase the volume a little bit. Don't want to increase it too much, but just a little bit. $10,000 in and increasing. Yes, you told me, you absolute mad lad. You're a five-figure investor in Star Citizen. But it's an amazing world. It's an amazing world. How many pesos is that? USD? I'm assuming you mean Mexican pesos? I'm not sure. Let me calculate that. I don't have the precise amount, but it would be about 200,000. Yeah, about 200,000. Don't quote me on that though. And Weaver. Yes, there you are, Weaver. Will you ever go for Civ 5, Weaver? Great to see you. Welcome everybody. I'm not making a big deal out of it, and maybe I should make a bigger deal, but it is a debut. I just didn't go for like a presentation of my lore or anything like that because I'm not planning to spend a long time as a PNG tuber. So yeah, next week we should have a 3D model from Vroid Studio, and yeah, I'm still figuring out some things. For me, the most difficult part is the hair. I may go for a pre-built hair, or I may go for a pre-built hair and also modify it a little bit. I don't think I'm going to do it 100% from scratch, but I do want to try. It's worth giving a try, doing it like that. But for this week, you will be seeing me in all my PNG tubing glory, like this. Give me a moment here. I also want to open... Oh yeah, every time you hear the music stop, it's because I'm focusing on another window. Unfortunately, Civ 5 does not have any way to whatsoever to prevent that from happening. You know, to let music continue playing while you are focusing on another window and all that. So just looking at something here, trying to have some settings here on my dashboard. Some things I need to do. Go one moment. By the way, on the YouTube channel, it's on borderless window. It's just that Civ 5 was out in 2010, and the last update was like in 2013, I think, or 2014, and it doesn't have the option to let the music keep playing. Civ 6 has that, but not Civ 5. It's a borderless window. I don't have to Alt-Tab. I just move the mouse, all good. So yeah, there's that. If people are investing much into a game which is not out yet, it has been out since 2012. Well, Weaver, it depends on what you mean. I mean, Warframe, I think it's still not out, and it's pretty much a full game, right? So Star Citizen may also be a full game in the same sense. It just depends on how you look at it. So yeah, we have to wait a while sometimes for it to load, but we can still chat. That's the great part about Civ 5. Whether I'm playing it or I'm just about to start the game, I always multitask with it. So if I were not streaming right now, I could be reading something, I could be watching another person's stream, chatting in that other person's stream as well. This is why I tell you that I play Civ 5 and Civ 6 so much, because I can multitask with them. I'm still trying to get back to Civ 4. Maybe the earlier games too. I probably cannot multitask with them as much, but I still want to give them a try. I played a game with Civ 4, but it took me a long time to complete it because I just didn't like it as much. The interface was just very clunky to me, and going further back it gets worse. I mean, I know they're older and all that, but yeah. It's like too bad for me. But again, I'm trying to get into them, and I'm seeing the beauty in them. The first Civ game, the PC version, like, wow, that's old school. And I never played a game of this type that's from the 90s and all that. The early 90s, for that matter. And I want to give that a try. I want to try doing it. If you're curious, you can play it for free online. Just look it up. Civilization 1. There's a specific website for it. I believe it's civilization.ws. I know when Civ 5 was done, it was the last game I played with my dad frequently up until I passed away. I have no idea, Steve. Recently was not a company, was still less than 12 people. All the tech the company has been built for these games. Have its current status drop a built in December 2017. Okay. I know you're not replying to me, but I wanted to read about that. Okay, so several things that are gonna happen here. I could leave it to a vote for you if there's enough of you that are willing to vote of which civilization I'm going to play as. I have a ton of mods in the game. For those of you who know about Civ 5, you may notice already the modding situation going on here. Not only with the civilizations that I have here like Switzerland or the Buccaneers, which are going to be in this game, but also the interface. I prefer the selection screen, firstly because it's better to choose them by civilization, second because I have alternate leaders in some cases like Egypt right here, and third because there are some civilizations that end up bugging the selection screen so I can't really scroll through it anymore. This bypasses that bug, so that's why I like having them. Oh yeah, that's understandable, Weaver. Each to their own, you know, as long as you're respectful of each other's choices, everything's good. I'm gonna go for Prince. I still haven't gotten back to Prince difficulty, but what the hell, I'm gonna give it a try now. Actually, it doesn't matter what I select here. But alright, I wanna tell you my possible choices here. I am thinking of going for Egypt, because I played as Egypt, and that's gonna be Egypt with Ramses, so it's not gonna be Djoser. I wanna go for the base game, Egypt. One day I may play as Djoser. Unlike Civilization 6, when you get alternate leaders for the same civ, it's not really alternate leaders, it's more like a separate civilization, but it's still supposed to be, you know, the modders intend them to be like the same civ under a different leader, but like everything else is different. Not just the unique bonus, but like everything else. As you can see from the units, unique improvement maybe. Yeah. So it would be Ramses II Egypt. Why do I want to go for Egypt? Because tomorrow in Adventure Quest 3D we may potentially go for the new content that they've been doing for the Sand Sea Dunes. Not necessarily that, but yeah, because it's been 6 months since I played AQ3D, so there's a lot I need to catch up on. But we could do that and there would be nice continuity with that. Or we could play as China to commemorate the fact that I recently finished Assassin's Creed Chronicles China off the stream. And I wanted to move on to, and this would be Wu Zetian, so not Qian Liu with Wu Yue. To recently commemorate that. Or, since I'm moving on to Assassin's Creed Chronicles India, either on the stream or off the stream, and also because I completed a recent Civ 6 game with India, we could go for India with Gandhi. Yeah, I'm still catching up, as I was saying. I tell you, Steve, it's a semi-retirement, right? And I mean, the Chronicles games are not going to take that long, depending on how bored I am with them, maybe. I remember China was kind of boring for me at times, but I'm trying to give India and Russia more of a try when I get to them. And after that, I'll finally get to the big Origins and then Odyssey. I haven't even bought Valhalla, but that bridge is far away. I'll cross it when I have to, right? Origins and Odyssey are going to take an eternity for me to beat. You know what I'm talking about. They're long games. I don't even need to play them to know. From what I've seen, from what I've heard, I know they're going to be very long. So yeah. Yeah. Again, about the talk you're saying about Star Citizen, just respect everybody else's choices, you know? Just be respectful, and that's it. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm not going to play it on the hardest difficulty, not at all. Now, what do you think, Weaver? What do you think, everyone? What civilization should I go for? I'm considering those three: India, Egypt, and China. I could go for another one, though. I tell you this, if I play India today with Gandhi, we're going to play Assassin's Creed Chronicles India on Tuesday. just to have that continuity, so to speak. If not, we could play Chivalry 2. You want to go for Egypt? We could go for Egypt. Egypt is just always fun to play as. Just everything about Egypt is always fun. Ancient Egypt, that is. Oh, you look like a Horus? I feel like that's an insult, but it feels like a compliment. So thank you. Horus Eye. The beautiful Horus Eye there. It reminds me of Yu-Gi-Oh! I know. I know they didn't invent Egypt, but still. Yeah, it would be Ramses II, so we could take a look at the bonuses. War Chariot, Burial Tomb. Yeah, and actually we'll be able to see their bonuses early on because they have them in the Ancient Era and potentially the Classical Era. Now let's go to the really advanced setup here. So let me set this up here. So if you weren't here for the streams where I had Civilization before, I explained that what I do is I introduce 6 new civilizations with every game because I'm introducing them through mods. And I do that because if I introduce all the modded civs that I wanted to play with, it would be hundreds. And if there are any glitches, I wouldn't be able to know which one is causing the glitch. I've already tested every civ I'm going to add here except House Stark, so hopefully everything runs well. I'm just going to start the game normally. And I actually have to select Egypt again because this really advanced setup mod doesn't interact with the other screen. So they actually tell you about the bonuses here. Oh, should this city be captured, the amount of gold plundered by the enemy is doubled. Requires no gold maintenance. I think this replaces the temple, the burial tomb. We're gonna go for some strong religion there then. And we have a religious victory mod, so we could try that. I feel like because of how well we can build wonders though, I'm going to go for a cultural victory. So the 6 civs, so I go only for 6 because I want to have at least 5 civilizations that are random. I always like that element of surprise of exploration, but the 6 civs we're going to have today are Cuba under Fidel Castro. Running down to Cuba, way me boys to Cuba, running down to Cuba. I always love an excuse to play, to sing that song, that sea shanty. The Pueblo under Popeye, and I'm sorry if I mispronounce anything there, if I mispronounce any names here. The Buccaneers under Henry Morgan. Senegal under Leopold Senghor. House Stark under Eddard Stark. And Francia under Charlemagne. Charlemagne. You know, I'm thinking of the Christopher Lee Charlemagne albums. Nah, I'm not gonna sing La Bamba. It's not a song I like to sing. So, that is it. Those are gonna be the ones that we add. There's other things I want to configure in the game. Oh, I actually have it on Prince difficulty. I'm not sure if the last game I had... No, actually, yeah, the last game I had, I played as Mexico under Benito Juarez, and it was Prince difficulty. Retina, my goodness! You know, I wanted to sing a song from the Charlemagne album, and this is fitting. The time is once more upon us to look to our old friends. Retina, you are an old friend, alright. Great to see you. I don't like singing it, Steve. I don't know. It's too stereotypical for me. I'm not sure. I just don't like it overall. Maybe someday if we do some sort of karaoke. How have I been, Retina? I've been very busy, but I've been well mostly. Busy working on all sorts of projects, dropping them, starting new projects, and now we are back with the next project, which is Project Vtubing. Once again on Twitch and once again with regular streams. So I'm happy to be here. And I'm happy you're here too, you old friend. What about you? What have you been up to? Still doing everything you were doing? Have you traveled to any new worlds? Oh yeah, Richie Valens. I mean, I don't know like who are all the singers for La Bamba, but yeah. Nice! Really? I thought you already were like a contracted teacher before. I think I was told by Bacon, he doesn't have that name anymore, but I'll still refer to him as Bacon for now, that you were practicing, yeah, a practicing teacher. So congratulations, Retina, that sounds wonderful. I hope you give good classes. I'm still fond of that part of teaching, the actual teaching part, when you're actually giving the classes and everything. When you have a knack for it, you can thrive so well. It can be so similar to live streaming because you need to multitask and have your attention in many places. All right, I don't want to have continents plus. 24 city-states, we're fine. Let's just do continents, good old continents. Let's go for an all reliable. I don't want to have anything too unpredictable in terms of the map. We don't modify anything here. That's just to give myself or other players another bonus. There's no need to change that. And here, yeah, promotion, policy, saving. Oh, I actually have a bunch of other mods that I haven't fully tested that I want to add. So, yeah. Oh, okay, Steve. All right. The first to turn the folk song into an actual release recording. Oh, I gotcha already now. Okay, I see what you mean. I'm not sure, because it depends on what I see on my mod list. So yeah, he may have disabled the account. It breaks my heart, but I hope my brother is doing well. He's my brother still. So I have a bunch of mods that I haven't used before. Hopefully the game doesn't crash. I did a few tests, but they were not exhaustive tests. I have new promotions, so you may see some promotions that are different than what you're used to if you're used to Civ 5. I have a Hogwarts Wonder. Let's see if we're able to do that, since I'm maybe going for a cultural victory. Well, actually, you're not gonna see the whole game. I'm just gonna do like at least 3 hours of stream today, and we already have done about 30 minutes. And we're not going to do the whole game because it's going to be epic speed. And I'll continue to play it off the stream. But I posted on Discord a new document where I document all my games. It's just basic documentation, like what type of victory I achieved, what other civs there were in there. But if you're curious to see how the game turns out later, you can look at the document. It's a Google Doc. You should be able to access it. If you can't access it, let me know. We also have some new buildings based on strategic resources and other luxury resources, and more great work. So you may potentially see them today, you may potentially not. But I'm looking forward to playing as Egypt. That should be fun. Yeah, save groups, just trying to put them in a save group. Like when we have 2 Ottoman civilization, I do this. Also have the same for Egypt. So we should not, sometimes this doesn't work, so we are not supposed to be seeing Egypt under Djoser here, because we would end up with 2 Egypts in this game. Unfortunately, Civ 5 is not like Civ 6 in the sense that they really consider the same civs and they avoid repetition. There's no way to do that except with mods, and unfortunately they're not always working because of this. Because I've tested this and I have actually had like a game in which both the Egypts showed up even though they were not supposed to. Oh my goodness. Okay, I can understand that. I'm so sorry to hear that. I know that feeling very well. I hope that that good boy or girl is resting wonderfully in the other side of the rainbow. That's understandable. Yes, last time I saw him was when we had the anniversary stream, and I mean, I stayed away for a long time from streaming. Whatever he's doing, I hope he's well, but I'm glad you updated me on that, Retina. Thank you. Let's hear the narration here. So let me go quiet for a moment. I always like hearing the opening narration.
We greet thee, O great Ramses, Pharaoh of Egypt, who causes the sun to rise and the Nile to flow, and who blesses his fortunate people with all the good things of life. O great Lord, from time immemorial your people lived on the banks of the Nile River, where they brought writing to the world, advanced mathematics, sculpture, and architecture. Thousands of years ago, they created the great monuments which still stand tall and proud. O Ramses, for uncounted years your people have endured as other petty nations around them have risen and then fallen into dust. They look to you to lead them once more into greatness. Can you honor the gods and bring Egypt back to a rightful place at the very center of the world? Can you build a civilization that will stand the test of time?
Yes, we shall give it a try at least. His boyfriend's stuck in Ontario. He's alone for now because the borders are closed because of COVID. Okay. They'll see each other soon. Okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah, sounds like he's very busy at the moment, so all my best wishes to him, of course. I hope all those situations are able to sort themselves out. So I have this mod. I actually don't like having this. So it's a mod that's supposed to be cultural diversity. It adds mostly units and era screens that are... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, sorry. I got scared for a moment. I thought the resources disappeared here in the upper left corner. But it's because I haven't founded a city yet, so it's not going to show that just yet. But yeah, they give you a resource, a bonus resource based on like the culture you're in or something like that. But I tried disabling that. It's a JFD mod. I tried disabling that, but it didn't work for some reason. So Thebes, let's found Thebes. One interesting thing that I want to mention about Ramses II. In Civilization 6, Cleopatra is the one they use to represent Egypt. And a lot of the time, they have Cleopatra represent Egypt a lot, ancient Egypt. But after learning more about Egypt and just knowing more about its history and everything, I really think Cleopatra is not a good representative of like ancient Egypt. This was already a non-pure Egypt, if you will. It was already the post-Alexander conquered Egypt, and even before Alexander the Great went and conquered Egypt, it was conquered in part by, I think it was Persia, the Ayyubids, at least. So, yeah, ancient Egypt was not quite the pure Egypt that has been in media and in popular culture a lot as of late. You want to go further back in history to the likes of Ramses, Hatshepsut, Djoser, I hope I'm saying the names right, and Tutankhamun even, of course Atem, one of the greatest pharaohs ever, and the like, right? The Phoenicians, okay, thanks for the update. Abuelo in 4 years' time? You're gonna have what do you mean? You're gonna have grandchildren? So abuelo means grandfather in Spanish, for those of you who are out of the loop here. So yeah, I think Ramses is a much better representative. I got a mod for Civilization 6 that adds Senus Ret as an alternate leader. There's probably other mods that have more leaders. Ramses II is already one of them, actually, if I'm not mistaken, so I'll see that. Oh, come on. You are not a grandfather at 40. I know, I understand your feelings, Steve. I understand that, but nah. You are not going to be a grandfather, then. You're not going to be that old. Alright, as always, we're going to start with a scout. We have really good production here. Let me remind you, this is an epic speed game. I thought for a moment it was standard. So, 10 turns to produce a scout is really good. That's not bad at all. Let's choose the research. And what should I go for? Hold on, let me look at the uniques for Egypt. Unique building is the brick mason. Okay. This replaces the stoneworks. And it requires calendar. So we want to be going for calendar first. We want to be beelining for that. But also mining because of the lapis lazuli here. So this is another one of those modded resources in case you're wondering. So this is not something you regularly get in the game. I believe citrus is in the base game, but correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, really? I don't know much about Bleach. Kurosaki Meyatsu. Kurosaki Ichigo me. I always curse at Kurosaki Ichigo because every time people say Ichigo, they may be referring to Strawberry or Number 1, or when you're talking about a character, a lot of people think of Kurosaki Ichigo instead of Kamen Rider Ichigo, Kamen Rider Number 1, and that makes me upset. Damn it. So yeah, Bleach is an awesome series, glad to hear that. So, what have you been doing with it, Steve? Have you been reading the manga? Watching the anime? How deep are you into it? It's final arc! Really? I thought it was going to be one of those that would never end. Like One Piece or something. Maybe one day One Piece will end, but yeah. Hold on, let me look at more about Egypt. And unique units, Vizier. Okay. Oh, no. This is the wrong Egypt. Oh, yeah, this can happen. No. Burial tomb, and we go for the temple, yeah. The shrine first, and then the temple. And we have to go for philosophy. Gonna take a little while to get to philosophy, actually, but we can beeline a bit into it. I think we're gonna go for mining first because of that resource. Okay, and the war chariot, which requires the wheel. Yeah. All right. All right. I always look at the technology tree. I rarely just go for the technology like that. Archery might be good for the wheel, and I always like having archers defending the cities. It's one of the best units to defend the cities, you know. You don't read manga, you just watch anime. Okay. How many episodes does Bleach have? Is it like over 500 or so? I'm not sure. It's gotta be one. It's gonna be one of those bulky series, right? Yeah. Let's go for mining, to go for that later, and then we'll go for pottery, so we can go for eventually philosophy. Yeah, it's gonna take a while for philosophy, and I also like to beeline for the naval technologies because I like exploring and finding all the civilizations before anybody can. So astronomy, beelining for astronomy, so we can already embark on the ocean is very important to me. Eventually. All right. Let's actually start the game now and see how good we can be. What do you think of this start? I am not one of those players that restarts the game a lot if I get a bad start. Only like extremely bad starts do that for me. I remember a game with Marth leading Arcania from Fire Emblem. I got this huge jungle surrounded start and I just restarted the game. And I ended up having a much better start after that. But I usually just go for what fate throws at me, you know? Try to adapt to it. I'm also not a player that, if you see the tags down there, besides the obvious tags like the tags that come with the game and also the Vtubing tag, I also put the casual playthrough tag, so keep that in mind. I'm not one of those players that go for difficulties higher than Prince. I haven't done enough experience. I have over 500 hours in this game, but I don't think I have enough experience to go for that. On the other hand, with Civ 6, with the way it's been for me lately, I'm actually considering going for a higher difficulty than Prince. Might go for that. Oh, okay, that's less than I expected. But, well, it's not about the numbers, as always, anyway. It's one of those huge anime series. 366 episodes and 5 movies. Okay. So we got 1 population for Deeps. That means we can go for a settler already. Yeah, the earlier you build the settlers, the better it can be. Sometimes. I struggle sometimes as to when to build the settlers, you know. They used to... One thing I saw when I was playing Civ 1, as I said, I'm trying to check out the earlier games in the Civ series. In Civ 1, I realized that they tell you, don't found new cities unless you have a defense force to defend them. But that's partly because in there, cities don't have any sort of defense. Like, if you don't build walls or have a garrison, they can automatically be captured if an enemy just walks into it. And it was that way until Civ 4. Took them a long time to change that. And it's crazy. That's like too OP or too nerfed, depending on how you see it. But it kind of makes me think, maybe I should always have a guaranteed garrison for new units, you know? Okay, that's one of the worst bonuses you can get from Ancient Ruins, but that's okay. And so, yeah. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that about the earlier Civ games, but it's fine otherwise. Yeah, I want to do the monument now. It is important, especially since I'm going for a cultural victory. Okay, we got a lake here. Well, maybe this is coast. I do notice the river is running to the west. If you really zoom into the river, it can give you an idea as to where the ocean is. It's hard to see depending on your resolution or your graphics or whatever, but you have to follow where it's flowing, and it will be able to tell you where the ocean is. Also, you may have noticed I have a worker already from the start of the game. I am not cheating or anything like that. That's because of one of the mods I have. It actually is something entirely different. The mod is called Fantasy Army, and it's what it sounds like. It gives you a bunch of fantasy units, which you will see later, and also fantasy buildings that I think are very OP, personally, but they do... The modder tried, and I say tried because it doesn't always work out like that, but nice, one of the best bonuses. We got a spearman now. The modder tried to make them very expensive in terms of production and gold and everything, but sometimes they're They're very difficult to get. Went to town and asked the other day. Well, have it your way. Have it your way, Steve. Each to their own. Each to their own. So, for some reason, well, it's just a personal preference of the modder. I haven't seen if there's a way to disable this, but they set it so that everybody always starts with a worker. And I like it. It's very convenient, but I also don't mind not starting with a worker. Sometimes it's even to the point that... Oh, really? Didn't realize that's a Family Guy reference. Okay. Son of the Enders Dolores? Zoe? The other day? SOE? What is that? Is that a TV show? A video game? A comic book? I don't know. So that's one of the dimensions you've traveled to, eh? Wonderful. Wonderful. We're gonna get mining now, so as soon as those workers are finished with that, they can go for the lapis lazuli.
The meek shall inherit the earth.
How do you think it should be pronounced? Lapis lazuli? Lapis lazuli? Lapis lazuli? I feel like it's one of those potato things. Let's go for pottery. No need for animal husbandry right now, I think. We don't have anything of the sort. Let's try to kill these barbarians. We do have a more superior unit. Oh, also, I don't usually go for quick turns or quick movement or anything like that. Just so you know. Because, again, I like multitasking with Civilization. Some people are like, why would you do that? Like, what do you do while you wait for the turns to process later in the game? As I said, I multitask. I chill reading a book or I'm watching another person's stream. Even another video on YouTube. Something like that, you know? And of course, when I'm streaming, I have the chat. And I have everything I'm talking about here and the conversations I'm giving you and all that. Oh! Well, alright. Harald Bluetooth of the Danish tribe. I'm gonna talk about why it's called the Danish tribe in a moment, but... yeah, nothing to trade as I thought. They do have more gold per turn. Oh, hello. So we have met Denmark. That's the first one. That's one of the surprise civs. There was a game called Son of the Enders, Zoe on PS2, which was a mecha anime game developed by Hideo Kojima. Ah, the great Kojima. I didn't know that. Alright, so take a look at the promotions here. These are different promotions because I got a mod that kind of changes them. I'm just doing a test run with them. If I like it, I'm going to keep it for all my games going forward. But if I don't like the way it modifies the promotions, I'm not going to keep it. So 50 XP combat, precision a flank attack. Within 6 tiles from the capital. Okay, I'm gonna go for more experience from combat. And I do need to heal them, so let's try to heal them here. So the reason why Denmark is called a Danish tribe and my civilization is called the Egyptian tribe is because I'm using a mod which is called Civilization Names by Policies. So it's based mostly on the policies, but also a bunch of other factors like ideology later or some other things like how many buildings you have, how many city-states you are the ally of and all that. Or suzerain if you like, but they don't use that term here in Civ 5. I may use that term sometimes because I'm also used for that. To that. So right now, because we're so early in the game, you're going to be seeing a lot of tribes and chiefdoms. Every time there is a name change for a city-state or a civ, there's going to be a little pop-up here, right next to me on my right, on the right side of the screen that tells you that. Yeah, there's different spellings, but they went for an English spelling of the name with the Roman alphabet. That's perfectly understandable. Sometimes they do change the spellings of names, depending. I mean, you could technically say Montezuma is wrong because it's supposed to be Moctezuma. But there's different spelling sometimes because it's difficult for some people to pronounce some things. Harald Bluetooth. Especially in the native language. Philip II, Felipe el Segundo, Felipe II. Alright, let's see. What should I go for first? I do want to go for honor. I always try to adopt honor because it's always helpful to see when barbarians pop up in a revealed part of the map and you get a bonus from them. In Civ 6, they figured out that a lot of players like to have it, so they just by default give you locations of encampments in revealed places. And one of the early policies that you can get in the policy card system that they have there is to have a bonus against barbarians, which I nearly always use in the beginning. Uh, because I'm not sure what to go for, whether tradition or liberty. I kind of want to go for tradition because the background for tradition is an Egyptian background, you know? Just like going for liberty if I play as America. Because, again, it's the. Well, actually, is that the Statue of Liberty or is that something else? Kind of looks a bit different. I'm not sure. But anyway, liberty is like. Yeah, it's like the United States. Let's go for honor, though. It's gonna be convenient to at least adopt it. Again, I am a casual player, so if some choices seem questionable to you, well, I have my way of playing the game. Saxon English was very similar to Old Norse, and this is how we were able to converse with both the Norwegians and the Danish with little loss in translation. And this is before we became versed in their tongue. I've heard of it, yeah, I've heard of it. Especially when you see written English, written Old English from like early in the medieval ages or earlier centuries, like much earlier, before you had a unified England, if you will. It looks very different than what you would expect. I remember, I think it may have been with Bacon that we had a conversation here on the stream. And yeah, it was like, oh, okay, that really is different. That really is different. All right, give me a moment, everybody. I'm even going to put the BRB screen here. I just gotta take a quick bio break. I will be right back. You know, when playing Civilization 5, it can be really, well, not just 5, I mean, any Civilization game. It can be really fun, the potential topics we can talk about, because we can even start talking about language and all that. What languages did they have back then, right? I believe that when you meet Ramses the second in this game, he's speaking like a sort of Arabic form, but you know, it's got to be difficult to get somebody that accurately speaks ancient Egyptian. Part of the language has been preserved, true, but it's definitely not going to be as it used to, or they probably couldn't find someone. As a matter of fact, one of the civilizations that we have in this game, the Pueblo, I hope I'm saying that right, they were going to be in the game originally, uh, as one of the DLC, that is. I think they ended up being replaced by the Shoshone. Again, I'm sorry if I'm butchering any names. Shoshone with Pocatello. And they like the development was nearly ready with them. They were nearly finished developing them, getting it all ready and all that. But at the moment they were trying to look for people that could speak their language, the Pueblo language. Again, I don't know the proper name here. The Pueblo refused to do that because they didn't want their language to be in a video game. It's too sacred. We don't want it to be in this form of media, in this medium. It goes against what we believe in. We can't have it out like that to the world, so we refuse. And so they had to drop everything they had done, and they ended up going for the Shoshone. So, you know, when this Pueblo mode is actually very recent. It came out like a week ago or something. I forgot who did it. It was one of the big mod. It's one of the big modders. It could have been Raw Sasquatch or DMS. I'm not sure. Sukritak. No, I think Sukritak is not doing Civ 5 work anymore. But yeah, some people were saying you should not have put the Pueblo. They didn't want to appear in the game, but it's okay because in this mod they're not speaking. It's, you know, there's no voice lines. It's a modded Civ without any voice lines here. So if anybody if anybody wants to bring it up, just know that there's nothing like that going on. It's perfectly respectful towards the Pueblo. The one thing they didn't want in Civilization here is not here. Okay, so we don't have any buildings we can build here. Yeah, we need to go for the settlers. I should probably, this is what I was thinking I should do instead. I should probably go for a military unit before I go for the settlers, so I can protect them, escort them. As a matter of fact, we should get the spearmen back to my territory. It would be good to destroy that encampment for now, but only when I get more. Oh, you may have noticed also, you may have noticed that we have a unit called Hermit. No. Production. This is one of the fantasy army units and a dragon master, but we require a stone circle building, which we can't build yet until we get this technology. How is uni going? Are you asking to me, Redina? I have not been in university for a while.
Shall the clay say to him that fashioneth it, what makest thou?
Currently in this version of Earth, I do have a job to keep me afloat in a way. But mostly I am a multidimensional traveler. So it's a different story. It's a different story altogether. Let me check something here. Oh, yes. That was last year. Right. Yes, I went for a course. Yes. No, I see what you're talking about. I finished it last year wonderfully. And yeah, actually, I'm glad you asked. Yeah, I will be getting my degree soon for that. Yeah, currently, yeah, that was like the final step to getting my full bachelor's degree. And yeah, I've already submitted all the documents and everything. I'm only just now waiting. Supposedly next month I will be hearing back. So yeah, it's just waiting for bureaucracy to do its thing. For the bureaucracy, I can't say that word right. For the bureaucracy wheels to spin. Spin. Speaking of wheels, let's go for the wheel, or at least archery right now. I should maybe go for calendar because we have a source of citrus nearby. So we can do a plantation there, but it's okay. These workers can get busy with other things, especially when I found the other city. So yeah, I finished that course last year. It eventually became remote because of, you know, the Spanish crown, illness, and yeah, that's that thing. One thing I do wonder is if I will end up going for any sort of master's degree eventually. It just depends on the way my multidimensional life ends up going, the directions in which it ends up going, and the time I have for it, of course, and the money, because that thing costs money. But yeah. Thank you for asking, Regina. Now, what was I talking about? I was going to bring up something else. I forgot. We do need to explore here a little bit better. I have not been exploring well with that scout. I don't think I can purchase anything useful yet. Yeah. Usually with my workers, I just purchase them. may not be the best way to go about it. Yeah, usually also I try to go for a round circle around my immediate area for exploration, but I have not quite been doing that. I need to return these spearmen to my territory. I see some barbarian scoundrels coming nearby. That's gonna be trouble. They're not going to touch my workers anytime soon, but better safe than sorry. Again, I need those spearmen for the settlers I'm going to build, so they can be escorted. You can't just leave the settlers out like that, of course. Absolutely not. So since we played as Egypt today, yes, I think we're going to go for Chivalry 2 on Tuesday. I still intend to start Assassin's Creed Chronicles India, but that may be off the stream, we'll see. Or if not, we can do it next week. So should I continue with the honor tree? It's really difficult for me sometimes whether to go for tradition or liberty. This unlocks the Hanging Gardens. You know, liberty is also fitting because it unlocks building the pyramids, which is, you know, fitting for Egypt. What should I do? It depends on the terrain, you know, whether I want to go for rapid expansion or not. With a cultural victory, whether you go for liberty or tradition, whether you go for a super big civilization, super expanding civilization, or you go for a very small one with 4 or 5 cities, no more than 7 cities or so, it doesn't matter either way. It depends on other factors in the game, or at least that's what I think. I do feel like I will want to expand at least a little bit around here to get all the sources of lapis lazuli and do a sort of monopoly on that resource. I don't know how far away Denmark is either. I don't have any visuals on where they are. I encounter them here. So they're somewhere around here maybe. Oh no, wait a minute. Oh no, never mind. I thought I was looking at the minimap. You can't see it because it's behind me, but I thought I saw where they were, but it was just the Lubeck city-state. Let's move the scouts. What do I get out of increasing honor? I'm not gonna go for a domination victory. It's good to play it defensively like this, but culture from the empire from each barbarian killed. I'm gonna go for liberty. Yeah, I'm going to go for liberty. Of course, technically you could go for just both of them, but it's not exactly an efficient thing to do. And workers, that's okay, you can keep working on that. I don't think the barbarians can get them right now. When barbarians are nearby, the workers automatically stop doing something, so you can order them to retreat or something. Yeah, they pillaged that farm, that's okay. We'll do what we can to recover that. I wanted to take some time to make the spearmen heal, but the sooner we destroy these brutes, the better. We are having an okay game start. Too early to say if it's a bad start or not, I guess. Yeah, I'll be using those workers to repair that farm as soon as I'm able. Let's see if we can destroy that brute. Yeah, that should be it. That should be enough. And I believe now... Okay, let's promote the spearmen again. Army gets a 100% attack bonus possessing a flank attack. We can do this. Yeah. I still don't understand how the flanking works. Like, how do they know which side is flanking? Like, I don't know. Maybe I don't understand flanking in the first place, but feels a bit weird to me. By the way, let me know how the sound of the game is. I do feel it's a little bit too low. We could increase it a little bit more. Oh, okay. I forget there's no master volume to this. Let me check if I have it down on Windows itself. On the volume mixer. Let me see here. One moment. No, the sound is fine. There's nothing different about it. Well, hopefully the game sounds are not too low. Even to this day, I'm still struggling with having a right balance between my voice and the game. I don't want one to be much louder than the other. My voice always takes priority. My beautiful, beautiful voice. The voice of your supreme star leader. Yes. But we don't want to make it way too loud, right? Alright, so this is... Oh, no. Okay, one of our diplomats, showing a lack of tact, has made some outrageous statements in front of Wellingtonian dignitaries, shocking and angering them. The man has embarrassed our country and damaged relations with Wellington. Well, we will lose 20 influence with them. So this reminds me, I also have a mod called City-State Diplomacy. So this changes diplomacy entirely. In order to build diplomacy with them, you do not give them any gold whatsoever. You now have to send special units to build diplomacy with them. Apart from the quests they can give you, right? And I also have a mod that's called Sucritax Events and Decisions, which I 1000% recommend to everybody. Actually, let me take a look at the decisions we may be able to enact already. So, develop hieroglyphs. We have long recorded history on papyrus and in stone by simply depicting the event. Let us take this further and develop a system in which sounds and ideas can be explicitly invoked using a symbol to which they have been assigned. With it, we will be better able to honor our dead and praise the gods. We need masonry for this. We need 2 magistrates, which we have, and 375 gold. The reward is culture and faith yields from wonders are added to the city during construction. Right, I forgot that we get more wonder construction, so we have to be going for them early on. Sometimes the key to a cultural victory is how early you can do wonders, so you want to start building them from the ancient era. Establish the gnomes. Ancient Egypt was divided into 42 subdivisions called Nooms or Sebats. Again, sorry if I'm mispronouncing. This division remained in place for more than 3 millennia. The areas of the individual gnomes and their ordering remain remarkably stable. Some, like Xoi in the Delta or Kent in Upper Egypt, were first mentioned on the Palermo stone, which was inscribed in the 5th dynasty. The names of a few, like the Nome of Bubastis, appear no earlier than the New Kingdom. So, give me a moment here. Unlocks the Empower the Pharaoh decision. So there's another decision further after this. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't even show me that Empower the Pharaoh decision. So what is really fun about Sucritax events and decisions is that you have regular decisions that everybody gets that are these, but the ones that have a symbol to them are the ones that are specific to a civilization or even to a religion. Normally in this game, religion is something that's like the only customizable thing about it, it's a fully customizable thing. It doesn't matter which symbol or which name you got for it. They're pretty much the same. Like you can customize them whatever way you want. Islam and Christianity are not exactly how they are in real life, but then, and also I have like Tomatek's historical religions and Ryoga's, I think it's Ryoga, the name of the mother, strange religion, or well, something like that. I also have a few Fire Emblem religions. So what Sucritax events and decisions does is that it actually makes each religion have a unique bonus. So it does matter when you choose a particular religion. And unlike Civilization 6, there is no option to have like a custom religion, like, not based on a real world or another world religion. Right? So it's not only Civ exclusive thing. So if we do choose a religion, and I hope we do because I want to have strong faith, so the sooner we can get a good profit, the better. And we have found Denmark, and okay. We will want to settle around here to the west to prevent any forward settling. We do need to see what's around here, so as soon as I can get another scout, that would be great. I think I'm going to have these settlers go here to the west end. There is Wellington over here. Our relations have been strained with them, unfortunately, so we'll see. I'm going to let these spearmen just be alert for now. When we have the settlers ready, I'll have them escort them. I might be a good idea to send them to that barbarian encampment, but and we do have barbarians to the south, so all right. Never mind. Let's go and destroy them. Destroy. As soon as we can. The workers here are a little bit defenseless, but I think we can spot the barbarians soon enough before they're able to capture them. Hopefully I'm not wrong about that. Speaking of barbarians, there are some barbarian issues that Denmark is having, but they seem to be able to handle it. So kudos to them. Yeah, we're having barbarians over here. What do we have here? Yes, we need to protect the workers there. So, just in time, because they just finished repairs on that. And I need to move them towards the lapis lazuli here. We just acquired that tile, so that will be perfect. Yeah, people are founding pantheons already, and I don't have any pantheons. Because I haven't generated any faith per turn. The 8 faith I have was from that one city-state.
After the arrow.
Alright. Oh, also cultural diversity. This is also an optional thing, but I like having it. Is that cultural diversity has those custom voice lines. Most of them are taken from Civilization 4. I think there's a few that are taken from like Age of Empires. But yeah, this is why you're hearing that. This is why you're hearing those lines, which are not usually in the game. It's fun to have. Of course, you will have civilizations that don't have it. Like, for example, some Fire Emblem civs are probably not going to have voice lines like that. But it's still great. Yeah, let's go for animal husbandry. We want to go for those initial 4 techs as early as possible. Yeah, since I'm going to be settling around here, I will be getting this cattle, so it will be useful too for that reason. Let me know how the sound is, by the way. Since I disabled the noise gate, I just have this noise suppressor now. You may be hearing more background sounds here and there. Hopefully not too much, but my chair gets very creaky sometimes. So let me know if it gets too noisy. It would be a good idea to do a new scout as soon as possible. Another difference I noticed between Civ 6 and Civ 5, at least from my personal gameplay experience, is that scouts get into more danger in Civilization 6. They are more prone to die to barbarians in 6 than in Civilization 5. Funny enough. Yeah, those barbarians usually don't attack you from their encampment. Maybe with raging barbarians, but I have never enabled that. I don't know if I'm ever going to. Doesn't sound like fun. Usually I'm doing a lot of other mods and stuff, like a lot of other gameplay changes anyway, so I don't need to further alter the game to do in that way. In Civilization 6, there's also some others I do want to check out. Barbarian clans is something I want to see. Let me see my gold right now. I think I want to save for an archer. It might be good to purchase a scout, though, because I wanted to... Ooh, stagnation, okay. Nothing I can do about it, really. I'm not going to try to focus on food production or anything. No, I think we're fine. We only have those 3 citizens anyway. There's only so much we can do. Yeah, I want to have the spearmen heal right here so they can protect the workers. How's everybody's Sundays going? I hope it's going well. Yeah, we've been like an hour into the stream. It's a different sort of Sunday for me. I can't remember the last time I streamed on a Sunday. I don't recall, actually. Well, I mean, I did have a Sunday stream last weekend. And I think the 25 June stream, no, that was a Friday. The anniversary stream on February 11 was a Thursday, yeah. Yeah, it's been a while since I've had regular streams on Sundays. And it makes my Sunday feel rather different. I am one of those people that I just have a Sunday just chilling, you know? Not doing much. Any projects I have, unless they have to be done that day, which happens sometimes with my Rather Henshin's account on Twitter, I don't do them. I'm just going to rest from everything. But, well, not quite anymore. Now I have some work to do since I'm also streaming right here. They're going to pillage that farm, so we'll need to repair it. And the settlers come next turn. They're going to have to wait because I have to get rid of those barbarians first. I really do need to destroy that encampment as soon as possible. But not anytime soon. I'm just gonna have the settlers wait. Like, there doesn't seem to be many barbarians here, but we can't take the risk. We could use the scouts to escort them, I guess. Nothing's stopping them from doing that. Alright, let's risk it. Let's risk it a little bit. I'll have them move there. And we should build a temple of Artemis. We should already begin the wonders. Yeah, there's no stagnation anymore, but I'm really thinking of switching to a production focus. Let me see. What happens if I switch to that? 19 turns until a new citizen is born. Wow, look at the difference it makes. Take a look. I want your attention to be brought here if you can see the text. It changes from 46 turns to 29 turns. Everything becomes so much better. Let's go for the Temple of Artemis. And I tend to favor ranged units anyway, so yeah, let's go for that. Let's go for that for sure. Okay, barbarians are retreating, but I can still shoot you, yes, scoundrels. This is a good time for this sound effect.
Take that, you scoundrel!
That's right. Okay. Yeah, let's have them on the same tile so they can properly be escorted. Yeah, we'll have that animal husbandry on good time. But those workers are going to be repairing this tile first. I hope they're not too defenseless because I still need to build a defensive unit on Thebes. This is the difficult part of the early game. Like, what should I focus on first? I'm also thinking that I'll need a caravan soon for trading. I should be trading with Wellington. It's the safest route right there. Every route is going to be dangerous at this point with barbarians, but yeah. We want to be going for those. Oh, also another thing that Fantasy Army adds is that they add one more movement for settlers and workers, so... It's useful, but I gotta be careful when I'm having settlers escorted like this with the spearman, because I may move the settlers first and I end up moving them one grid ahead of the military unit that's escorting them, and it ends up not being good. That is such a satisfying sound every time, the adopt policy sound. I found those pen writing sounds very satisfying overall. There's this great website called Ambient Mixer, ambient-mixer.com. So you can have like a background where you're in an office and you have a lot of ambient sounds that make you feel like you're there, or like a lot of that are very popular are fantasy ones like Hogwarts common rooms and other sort of fairy tale rooms, the kind of rooms I've been to in other dimensions. So one of the sounds that I always like adding, you can customize it to add any sort of sound you like. Also going for pre-built presets, but even if they're pre-built, you can modify them. One that I always like to add is somebody just writing with a pen in the background. So it's a similar sound to the adopt policy sound you just heard right there. Let's explore over here to the south, to the southeast. All right, we want to keep going for liberty here. Plus 1 plus 5 buildings. Yes, we'll get a worker near the capital. That's going to be helpful for the new city. Let's do that. Let's do that. By the way,
Thou shalt not muzzle the ox.
one of the things you can redeem, one of the rewards that you can be redeeming right there, is called Name Generator. So Civilization is one of the games where you can do that. If you use that and you can tell me to modify the name of any city, even the capital if you'd like, to be a name you want. Of course, I reserve the right to reject any names I don't like cheap juvenile joke names like Pussy Eater. You want the capital to be called Pussy Eater or some nonsense like that. I will just probably reject the name. Or of course, a blatant violation of the terms of service of Twitch, words that shouldn't be said or stuff like that, I'm not going to do, but you know the rules. I recently did a little revamp of the chat rules just to make the wording clearer. They really haven't changed much. It's just to make the wording a bit clearer. Alright, I definitely want that war chariot. And, yeah. Replaces the chariot archer and it does not require horses. Again, since I'm working on the Temple of Artemis, if I'm able to complete that, I will get even more production to produce those beautiful war chariots. To destroy barbarians and maybe even conquer a city nearby. Who knows? They're recommending I build a city here and okay, that looks okay to me. Oh, you see, I just did the mistake there. I made them go a little bit further ahead, so they're going to be exposed there. Oh yeah, I don't have calendar yet, my bad. Hopefully they don't get destroyed there. Hopefully I didn't screw that up. I'm not going to have the cattle immediately, but I will have at least deer and more lapis lazuli. And yeah, I should continue settling here further to the west. Maybe get this marble. You know, prevent Denmark from settling too close to me. You always want to be preventing that forward settling. I think it's worse in Civilization 6 and 5, but never hurts to be careful. Let's do it. Memphis, there it is. Yes, I'll have the spearmen recover here. And also begin working on that. Okay. What do they need to be able... Game is freezing for a moment. Trapping, my bad. I forgot that it's not animal husbandry, it's trapping for that. Okay. We can work on the lapis lazuli here. Yeah, it's gonna take a while to have enough gold for the archer. Might want to save that gold for the war chariot instead. Let's see what's around here. There's gotta be some civ here to the south or so. Ooh, you know what I just remembered I wanted to mention today? I started watching a new anime series, and it's kind of relevant to Civilization because it deals with two different worlds, two different dimensions colliding. And it starts with an army of a medieval army with dragons and a little bit of magic attacking the middle of Tokyo. Some people die as a result and all that, but eventually the Japanese Defense Force, Japanese Special Defense Force, JSDF, intervenes and just slaughters them, and then they go and go into the new world and also slaughter a lot of armies with their superior technology. So it's technology from current times. So the 2010s, if you will, when the anime was coming out, against medieval stuff. They absolutely obliterate them, even if they have magic. Dragons are a little bit difficult for them, but yeah. And it's funny because that's a situation that can sort of happen here in Civ, depending on the way a game goes. Just wanted to mention that. We can talk a little bit more about Gate. I'm only 4 episodes in so far. In total, I think they are 25 or so. I'm also doing my thing where I watch only 1 episode per day. Some days I may not watch one, especially because I need to catch up with the current Tokusatsu series. I'm actually very behind on Saber and even more behind on Senkaiger. I am like 5 or 6 episodes behind on Saber and Senkaiger, even more than that. I don't even know. And Ultraman Trigger just came out like yesterday, 2 days ago. And I need to catch up with that. Since I'm working on a lot of B2 and stuff for this coming week, it's also going to be difficult for me to catch up this week, so we'll see. I want to catch up to Saber before it's over. Like, I want to be caught up by the time the... Oh, we got some gold. Very nice, very nice. I'm going to wait to see the price for the War Chariot. Well, it's 12 turns. That's a little bit too much, but... Yeah, I think I'm still going to wait to see how much it's going to be. It's good to gather gold anyway, but if I see that I start losing gold, then I will immediately buy something. An archer or a unit like that. This archer is immediately going to go to try to destroy that barbarian encampment nearby. We have olives here, okay. Let's build this farm. We don't have to worry about any district placement, so we can just improve everything. I do try to sort of keep the forests though. Even though we don't have like some of the reasons why you need to keep forest in Civ 6. There's some other bonuses you could potentially have with keeping the forests. It's not like there are CO2 emissions, but yeah, there's potential bonuses you can get. Don't ask me what they are because I forgot right now, but yeah, they are there. What I always hope to get when I find ancient ruins with a scout is to get the advanced weapons one, because they turn your scouts into archers, and that's actually very OP. It's wonderful. It's just just beautiful. You get archers that ignore terrain, so they're very fast and very efficient. It's wonderful. And you can keep upgrading them. You can keep going through the archer upgrade tree instead of the scout upgrade tree. So, yeah.
So teach
Oh,
us
nice.
to number our days,
Nice.
so that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom.
This is a good bonus too. Yes, I can go for that calendar. That's a good one. Now I can get that citrus over here. Perfect. Thank you, Ancient Village. Okay, we definitely need to protect those workers now. Here's the problem. I don't have any units to defend Thebes. But I still want to insist on saving my money a little bit. We have a shaman. This shaman eventually becomes a wizard in later eras. That's part of the fantasy army, of course. Who do we have here? Okay.
Hinarpakan mahawiryo kata modo. Ring no swan toro.
I love Indonesia's music. Gajah Mada's background music. I love it. All right, we got Indonesia in the game. So already the 2 civs we've found so far are the random ones.
Muscle.
What would you give me for lapis lazuli? Okay.
Anulak tongolon.
Yeah, with the base game civs, there's always a contrast because they're always animated. And most of the modded civs, like 99% of them, are not animated, nor have any voice. There's a few that have voice work even if they're not animated, like some of the Fire Emblem civs. Aside to Harald Bluetooth. Yeah, there's not enough gold to make that a fair trade, but if I find myself in need of more gold, I'll take it. Since it's going to be a favorable trade to them anyway, they're going to like me more for that. Let me see what they think of me right now, too. They're both neutral. Oh. Denmark already covers lands that I currently own. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. We're close enough to have that happen. Only 4 more turns for the wheel, so let's be a bit more patient. I really want to have that war chariot. See if we can make it. Otherwise, I could just bind the archer right now and it would be helpful, but no. Temple of Artemis will also help with production for them, so maybe I shouldn't purchase them. I try when it comes. I'm very stingy when it comes to units of any sort, whether civilian or military. I try not to use production for them. I try to save production for wonders and buildings. Only that. I'm stingy. I'm cheap, you might say. Oh, and with faith in some cases, depending on pantheons and religions. Come to think of it, has anybody found a religion yet? Okay. Yeah, we end up getting pressure to found our own religion when other religions come. We don't have any religion so far. It might be a good idea to begin generating to create a shrine as soon as we're able there in Thebes. Memphis has decent production, so it's not too bad. 30 turns for a monument is not too shabby considering. On epic speed, that's not so bad. Ooh, there we go. Mount Sinai. Yeah, they're going to pillage that lapis lazuli. I'll get the workers to repair that as soon as possible. 2 more turns for the wheel. We should be able to afford the war chariot, I think. No horses required. Yeah, I actually don't have any source of horses nearby, so it's going to be very convenient. There's this one, but it will take a long time to get Thebes to get it. I might just build another city around here. I do try to build them across a river. And this is Egypt we're talking about. It makes sense to build every city by a river, right? It's even more fun in Civ 6 because you have river floods be a thing. And Egypt is immune to river flooding. So yeah, exactly as it should be. They will never get hurt by the Nile. The Nile is their friend.
Wisdom and virtue, I liked it.
Alright. Now that we've got what we need... Yeah, not enough gold. Ah! Oh, I want to save for it. How much would it cost in production? 11 turns, okay. Yeah, I feel like I want to go for the water mill first. The stone circle. So this is what I was talking about. Look at this. They give you +1 happiness, +1 gold, +2 faith, +1 culture. It's OP. It's so OP. And it's actually... They're supposed to be more expensive in terms of everything, you know, production everything. But this one doesn't end up coming across as too OP. That's why I had disabled Fantasy Army before, but I'm having fun with it. It's just that it sucks because then you have no good reason to be building other buildings besides those OP ones that you get from Fantasy Army. Those workers still need to protect themselves. I don't know. Should I wait for... Let's see what we can do here. Die! Yes! And we met Singapore. Oh, yes! We got 30 gold for that! Yes! Just a little bit longer and we'll get that war chariot. Oh, Singapore, you saved me. Beautiful. Yes. Alright, what should we do next? Trapping because of the deer. Although we may want to beeline for philosophy. Oh, what are you talking about, Emerald? Don't you think this PNG body is sexy? Yes, Emerald. One way or another, your Supreme Star Leader is always good looking. Great to see you, Emerald. How are you? What dimensions have you... What dimensions... Can't say that right. What dimensions have you been to recently? Or we are in an Egyptian dimension of sorts. I'm having good fun with the Civ 5 game so far. You know, what I like about Sunday, potentially, and it's definitely what I've seen happen today, is that more people can show up that otherwise wouldn't be able to show up during the week. Because they're busy with other commitments, right? It's really exciting. Again, I know I'm not making a big deal out of it, but next week I'm going to prepare more for things because it's going to be a pre-debut debut. So this is like a pre-debut debut. When we have a more 3D model, I still need to do some more tests on VC Face, but it should be alright, you know? It should be alright. It's a bit crazy that VC Face is still the software that's worked the best for me. I don't know what ended up happening with Wakaru or 310, but yeah. Dimension of Rise of Kingdoms, really? Hey, hold on a minute. Let me look at something here quickly. Can we show this? Yeah. Let me look at something quickly here. Is that the one that got promoted in ERB recently? Let me see.
This video is sponsored by Rise of Kingdoms.
Yes. So Epic Rap Battles, after kind of a long hiatus, much like me, you might say, had a battle between Ragnar Lothbrok and Richard the Lionheart. They were being sponsored by that, so that's why they did that. I went into a rabbit hole of ERB recently. I already knew about them. I had already seen a lot of them, but I got reacquainted with them after a while. And now that I have even more appreciation of history, thanks to Civilization partly, I appreciated them more. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen some gameplay footage from it too. You're able to choose like...
You choose Ragnar Lothbrok or Bjorn Ironside and lead them to conquer the world! The world! Click on the link in the description to download the game now. Thank you again
that
to
Teddy
Rise of
Roosevelt
Kingdoms, and thank you for
puppet.
watching. Yeah!
How do you find it, Emerald? I didn't know it was RTS. I thought it was more like a simulator or turn-based. But okay. It looks like fun. It looks like a lot of fun. Ah. I actually only have... Okay. Why do I still have 2 units? Oh, because I improved another one. Yeah, because I had Barbarians pillage one of them, so it surprises me why I still have 2 of them. But yeah, okay. Now we will have good gold per turn. That's going to be beautiful. And we can get that war chariot. Yeah, let's buy the war chariot immediately. They are gonna go slaughter those barbarians as soon as they can. Look at this beautiful thing. If this were Civilization 6, we would get era score for getting our uniques. I like building the uniques anyway. I like making an effort of going out of my way to build do every unique that every civilization has. That's also a reason why I don't play in higher difficulties, because I just like doing certain things for the fun of it, you know? I like doing this because it's what the Civ would have done historically, maybe, or something like that. And they are a ranged unit, so... Wait, aren't they supposed to be a ranged unit? Okay, let's see how they can attack. Yeah, there you go. I just didn't see the option to do a range attack. Like, you usually also have a button to do it. It's one of the better ones on the market. Still pay to win. Ah, that sucks. Can you play against the AI? Any sort of AI? Is the AI good, if so? You know me. Much like this game, I don't bother with PvP that much. No, we should get along with each other. We shouldn't try to kill each other. Let's get along. Come on. Nah, it's not because of that. But you know it. Let me get my water here. Okay, we're getting a lot of Barbarian Madness. Barbarian Bonanza. That's better, it's an alliteration. But our cities are well defended, though it's almost time, I'd say, to build another settler. Many people say that, oh, you should be going for a settler by like turn 70 or so, but they're talking about standard speed. I would guess for epic speed, you can take a little bit longer. So epic speed would be about turn 100. So if that is the case, we're on a good pace. Not against AI, it's against many other players. About 50,000 players on one map. Damn. That sucks that it's pay to win then. Yeah, I wouldn't enjoy it. Well, here on this version of Earth, since I don't go out as much anymore, as a lot of people don't, I don't feel like I need a mobile game that much. Also because my phone's batteries probably wouldn't be able to stand it that much. Oh, this is beautiful. What is also so beautiful about these units, just like the Chariot Archer, is how fast they can move. So this War Chariot is going to be great. Look at that. Beautiful. Looks gorgeous. And again, the fact that it doesn't need courses is just such a great boon. So, Emerald, let me ask you this. Since it's pay to win, what makes you still play it? What makes it fun? Well, what makes the game fun enough for you, if it's fun that's drawing you into it, to play it? Oh, let me shout out something that I should have mentioned before. The colors of Egypt are purple and yellow. I believe that's yellow instead of gold because Rome has the one that has purple and gold. So, yeah, Egypt is a fun civilization to play also for that reason. The color of true superstars. It doesn't give you the button, but you can still use the hotkey for a range attack, which is B for Bravo. Pay to win guild feature, so it's not that hard to take down pay to win players. Okay. I see. Interesting. Yeah, these days I want to be preserving my phone's battery a lot. But if my jobs required me to go out, then I probably would want to get another game. I do have KOF All-Stars installed. I just haven't even touched it. Not even once since I installed it. And I got it like a long time ago when they were doing the WWE collab. That's partly what made me get it. I mean, I love King of Fighters anyway, but to see a crossover like this, and I never even took advantage of it. So if I start playing it now, I probably can't even get a hold of the WWE characters. Oh yeah, we still can't do anything here. I might just chop down a forest. What the hell? Yeah, these workers right now are busy repairing. We'll get that citrus soon, though. If it sure makes it fun, I found a very active French guild so we can talk on Discord while playing. Nice. That does sound like fun, Emerald. I'm very happy for you. Oh, what do we have here? There are those who are apparently so appalled by our policies in that they've decided to show their displeasure by assassinating an official in Thebes. They were not particularly notable, but their death will result in some issues nonetheless. Yes, we must apprehend the scoundrel who did this. We lose 15 culture. The other choice will make resistance for 2 turns in Thebes, which would make it so that there's no production. And that would suck because we wouldn't complete the Temple of Artemis next turn. And we need that. I'm building it mostly for the fact that it's a wonder and the tourism will get later. But the other bonuses are nice too. I mean, more growth in cities. The more citizens you get, the better, of course. The merrier, the more the merrier. Although food production could become a problem. And more ranged unit production is also good. Yeah, we'll be getting trapping soon, so I'll leave these workers just standing there for a while. Hopefully they're not too defenseless. Maybe I should get the spearmen on their tile instead of the city tile, but I'll just take the risk. The tactics and teamwork also makes it very fun. Nice.
It is not so much for its beauty that the forest makes a claim upon men's hearts, as for that subtle something, that quality of air, that emanation from old trees that so wonderfully changes and renews a weary spirit.
A weary spirit. Plus 10% growth in all cities, plus 15% production when building ranged units. Wonderful. Are we the first wonder builders of the game? Could be the first wonder of the game. Yeah, I would have received a notification if somebody built a wonder. So this is the first wonder in the game too. Now we can get Stonehenge, might be a good idea. I do feel like we should build another settler. A caravan may also be helpful. Kicking people's ass is fun, yeah. Of course, tactics is so important. We're talking about a strategy game here. Welcome everybody, Strategy Sunday, so it's great that we're discussing something like this. So yeah, tactics, you want to have fun with tactics. Any strategy game, you need to have an element of that to make it fun. From chess to Civilization to Age of Empires to Rise of Kingdoms, right? You want to have that. Alright, give me a moment here. I'm just gonna go AFK for a little moment as I'm going to prepare some more tea. I have had some tea earlier. I had a Western Brewed Salem Black. And I also took on a blue hue that you can see in front of me. But I'm going to brew a little bit more from the same brew. Just going to heat more water to add to it. I always try to get the best out of my tea. And any tea that's pure, I always do several brews with it. Even if it's like a cheap sort of tea and something like that. It's only like the flavored, especially the artificially flavored teas that I don't do a lot of. No, actually only the artificially flavored teas. When you have a natural one like jasmine teas or naturally flavored Earl Grey, I do go for several brews. But anyway, give me a moment. I'll be right back. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take a full break right here. I'll put the BRB screen. I'm going to go for a snack too. I'm going to take a little bit more time, so I'll BRB. Oh, let me just read your message quickly. We should soon be in a war because a greedy guild wants one of our gates so that nobody can access the second zone. Ah, territorial disputes. It's a classic. It's a classic. They are stronger on paper, but we got allies. That can make the difference, yeah. It reminds me of when I've discussed with Voron Darren, some of the things that he got into in Total War. And sometimes it was because of allies that some were victorious. But all right, I'll be back. I'll be back, like the Terminator would say. All right. So I have the tea ready. And I might have to excuse myself for a moment as the tea is getting ready and all that. When it's ready from the kettle. But we should be good. All right. Where were we? Oh, sorry if there was no noise, by the way, on the BRB screen. I should have focused back on the game to have the game noise. I usually put that. But, this is the dilemma here. The granary is important for that food. A stone circle. Yeah, instead of doing a shrine, it might be better to do the stone circle. It will also give me that faith. The water mill for production is important. But then Stonehenge. Let's just do it. Let's just try it anyway because it's hard to do Stonehenge. Somebody may just end up finishing it before we can do it, so... Allies are very important in ROK. I see. Since it's a massive multiplayer game like that, you know, you have no choice but to face other players, I can see that becoming important. What is ultimately the objective of Rise of Kingdoms, though? Let me ask you that. Like, yeah, what is the objective? Destroying all your opponents? You know, what reason would you have to remain allied with someone forever? Before you start trying to kill each other, right? Age of Empires can sometimes be like that. Okay, let's see. Army does 15% range damage on all terrains. Oh, I gotta go for that one. That's a good one. Beautiful war chariot. Yeah, it's time to destroy a new barbarian encampment. I should be going for some settlers. How much are they? 680, yeah. We will not be getting that money anytime soon. I think I might go for the settlers in Memphis, but that depends on how long they will take. Might take too long. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Oh yeah, here they come. But the cavalry, literally the cavalry, is coming. I should probably protect those workers, and I'll do that as soon as I can. Yeah, we can repair that later. The scout. Yeah, let's keep going to the west, towards the Indonesian territory. And policy. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to build a road soon. Each city you find will increase the cultural cost of policies by 33% less than normal. Also starts a golden age. That could be very important. Yeah, let's start the golden age. We were making decent progress towards the next golden age, but it was still going to take a while, so this is good. Production will improve right now. Because of that, everything will improve right now, so we might get that Stonehenge sooner. We could also just get... We could have also gotten the policy for production itself, but I think it's alright like this.
Even...
We should be able to shoot those archers from here. Yes. I was thinking maybe because we're over the river it may not be able to, but there we are. Take that, you scoundrel! Can we get an exclamation mark, scoundrel? And now we're ready for the camp. Those workers have been waiting for long enough. Good men, good workers. And I say men because they all seem to be males. The first objective is becoming king of the server by capturing the center, but the real objective is KVK, kingdom versus kingdom, also known as server versus server. It's actually more beneficial to appeasing your own server because it allows your kingdom to become very strong for when you have to fight another kingdom to steal their center. What is a server then? Because if you are supposed to be the king of the server, then why would you have allies? At some point you're going to turn on each other because there can only be one king, right? That's what I'm wondering about. When do the alliances shift? When do the alliances fall apart? Or do they not fall apart at all? Let's go for masonry, because we have that stone source nearby. Sometimes my priorities with technologies may not be the best. But hopefully that's okay. Let me check something quickly here in OBS. Just gotta do something here. Let me see here. All right. Yeah, playing. I have thanks in large part to Sid Meier's Civ. I have realized that I've always been such a great fan of strategy games. When I used to be younger, when I was a kid, I was really good at chess. There were many people that were more great, more wonderful players than I was, but I was very good compared to how I am now at chess. I suck at chess now. Like I cannot look more than like one step ahead, and I do very simplistic and obvious things. I only know how to do one type of checkmate apparently in all my games. But
Parantoyan aliliron kito lawan
No.
ulun.
We will exchange embassies later instead. Gotcha. I think the tea is nearly ready. And so it made me realize that I've always loved strategy games. And back when I used to have a different sort of mindset for these things, when I was a kid also, Age of Empires was a game I enjoyed. Not so much nowadays for reasons I've said, but yeah. Yeah, actually, I went back a little bit to Age of Empires 2 recently. I completed a little game, lowest difficulty possible, so, you know, to get used to it again, but it did end up becoming too easy near the end. And I won a nice simple wonder victory. And it did make me realize, though, that it's a good idea not to buy the Definitive Edition trilogy, which is something I was considering. First of all, I'm a little bit low on funds right now. Second, I may not play the games that much. Even maybe it's just a little passion I feel for it right now, but later down the line I'll regret the purchase. And I didn't purchase it. The sale was great and everything, but I didn't go for it. The only game I bought on this sale was Chess Ultra. That one, I got what I paid for. I'll tell you this, I'm glad I got it on a sale. It's not a game I would recommend at full price, especially since there's a lot of content that's paid. It's all cosmetic, but still. I may wait for the next sale for that content too. I got it mostly for the VR experience, which was a bit underwhelming. But overall, it's a fine enough game. We may play it in some future Strategy Sunday or Strategy Day on the stream. And it would be the desktop version though, not the VR version. It would be more difficult to stream the VR version for me. Okay, we can move them closer so they can take over the tile. After this, the tea is nearly ready. Give me a moment. I mean the water. Alright, thank you for waiting there. I was just pouring the water onto my teapot and kettle. Not kettle, sorry, thermos. Since this is like my third brew of this, it's not going to be very strong, but it's going to count. I'm going to wait like 15 or 20 minutes for it to be ready. As I said, it's like the third brew. Might or might not go for a fourth brew. Alliances change depending on conflicts, but at some point there will be 5 main guilds protecting a server because it's impossible for one single guild to handle everything. So the center will go around between those guilds every time it can be captured. I see. Does sound like it would be just more fun to make the alliances anyway. So it's partly something like that, I say. It's in everyone's interest to avoid conflicts, be diplomatic with each other. War amongst guilds of the same kingdom will just make your center an easy target. Okay. Yeah, it's just, I was just thinking, like, is it a Royal Rumble situation, a free-for-all battle royale situation where You may team up temporarily, but eventually there can only be one winner, and you will have to turn it onto each other. Because yeah, when you have it be free for all at the beginning, alliances are a temporary thing. In an Age of Empires game, if you don't set teams from the beginning, then the teams are never going to be permanent. You're not going to be able to win together. You will have to turn on each other at some point. Like you can make an alliance and be together, but you won't be able to win the game together. But again, it depends on the game. It depends on the settings, the rules, etc. And then the Royal Rumble in the WWE. There can only be one winner. Sometimes alliances happen in the middle of the match, but they have to fall apart. There can only be one. There can only be one. All right, let's see. We're still exploring here. Yeah, I think we're good with the immediate area exploration. Maybe I should explore here to the northwest of Memphis, though. Well, we're building settlers. Where should we settle next? So Indonesia, I don't think there's any danger of them forward settling on me too much. I'm not gonna forward settle here. Yeah, I mean, I want to settle where there's fresh water, ideally. This is not Civ 6 where it's more important, but it's still important. So if I settle a city to the south of Thebes, it's gonna be around here. Mostly what I want to do is not have the capital just be like this. I want it to be surrounded by cities in every place where it can be surrounded. So I always like to do that with my capital. So here to the west, to the north, to the east potentially, and to the south, which is really gonna be the southeast, I guess. We can't do it here to the southwest because it's just a lake, it's just coast. It's not gonna work out like that. I think, no, I was gonna say we can explore with the war chariot, but no, that's not a good idea, actually. We need them to heal, we need them to protect the capital. War is avoidable. That being said, the game is designed to create conflict before KDK. There are many things on the map that give boosts to strong guilds. So strong guilds will get greedy and act like tyrants, which makes the titans clash against each other for territory. Oh, unavoidable. Okay. I see what you mean.
How happy are those whose walls already...
Yeah, in Civilization, for example, war is completely avoidable. You can have games where you never go to war. I had a game like that recently with Belgium in Civ 6. It's the one I started here on stream, actually. I never went to war. I ended up destroying the Netherlands civilization, but I didn't do that. Sorry about that noise. I didn't do that through war. I did that completely through loyalty pressure. All their cities succumbed to loyalty pressure. They rebelled, and then they joined my empire. 100% like that. I think one or two of them also joined the Almere Dominion, but most of them went to Belgium. So that was beautiful. That's only a Civ 6 thing. No previous Civ games have had that, as far as I know. This one definitely doesn't. So that was fun. But for example, Age of Empires, or at least AoE 2, I'm guessing the first one is the same. I didn't know about AoE 3. Yeah, it's pretty much unavoidable. You're gonna go to war. It's a military focus thing. You have a Wonder Victory and you have other game modes, and we have another Civ here. But yeah, it's like you need to go to war. Focus on military, blah blah blah. All right, what should we do? I feel like we should go for polytheism. By the way, this is a technology introduced with one of the Fire Emblem mods I have, the Fire Emblem Religions mod. So when it happens, I think you will see a quote from Fire Emblem. And other technologies that are not from that mod also got altered so that they get a Fire Emblem quote. So that might be fun to see. You cannot have war, but it's very uncommon for an entire kingdom to work together. Yeah. I'm just comparing it to other games to get an image of what it's like, since I don't know. Even though you're explaining to me. To get that full picture as much as I can. I don't think I'm ever going to play the game. I just won't have the time. But it sounds like so much fun. And I'm glad you are finding it fun. Alright. Well, we are having... Okay. I was about to say we're going to have to move the barbarians or get the workers to the city, but we're fine. Who do we have here? Ah. We have met Fidel Castro now. Way me boys to Cuba. Running down to Cuba. You will need guild leaders who are very good in dealing with diplomacy. I'd love to see that. Players that are skilled at doing that. Yeah, for example, if you play Civilization... What great music. Hopefully it's not copyrighted. Hold on. Destiny produces the man for the hour. The Cuban destiny has produced me. And I cannot help but wonder what destiny produced you. Nothing we can trade here, just 1 gold per turn, so... we won't get a good deal. Oh! We also met the Buccaneers, alright. Yeah, I think it was their unit that was there. What have we here? A spineless landlubber not yet set sail a day in their life, or one worthy to cross swords with me aboard my limitless empire? Well, speak. Henry Morgan. Okay. I think we're fine. Alright. You know, the song I sang about Cuba is a sea shanty. And I discovered that through Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, which has pirates as one of the main elements of the game. So the fact that we met both Cuba and the Buccaneers together, there's something fitting about that. So that works for me. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, if you play Civilization 6 online, and again, like Age of Empires... shoot. I was going to buy a unit here. Sometimes I forget what I was doing. Pardon me, everyone. I'm getting a phone call. I'll be right back. Way me boys to Cuba. Running down to Cuba. Yeah, if you start a Civilization game with... it's already free for all from the beginning, like most games are. You don't have the team set from the beginning. You can make alliances, but you will have to let them fall apart eventually and win in another way. Somebody starts doing a science victory, you're going to have to do something to prevent those parts of the ship from launching. So yeah. If somebody becomes influential over your culture, that's bad news for you. Unless you're in the same team, but only if it's like that from the beginning. It's almost real-life diplomacy, to be honest, because you deal with people from many countries and your only way to understand is the translate option. So you gotta build up an actual understanding often between 2 entirely different cultures. Yes, I think I see what you mean, Emerald. People are entering the classical era already. Yeah, I'm researching polytheism right now. It's gonna take 14 more turns. So it's still gonna be a while before I enter, but we still seem to be okay with it. Let's see if we can go for this. Okay, we got population, not too shabby. Population is always welcome as long as we have the food to sustain it. I haven't built a granary. I gotta go for the wonders. And well, settlers. So there's that. Yeah, there's some barbarian bad business here. Did you see that? A triple alliteration there. Triple B. Barbarian bad business. Barbarian bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Well, we're gonna have to destroy the scoundrels. That's what we're gonna do. And speaking of which, might be good to get a unit that can explore the world well. Actually, I was gonna get a scout, but it might be better to get a war chariot. They're fast when it's flat only, unlike the scouts, but it may still be good to get that instead. So I'll just save up for that. Hopefully I don't forget. 3 turns for Stonehenge. Hopefully we can get that and it will give us good faith. What about religions? Has anybody found a religion yet? Okay, Henry, we can work with that. 6 gold per turn. We can work with that, sure. No world religions yet. No, I think they give you a notification when you get a religion, so there's that. Oh, yes. That definitely makes it like real-life diplomacy. That's another reason why I don't play in higher difficulties either. I try to get immersed into it, you know? Like my multidimensional travels. I am not looking at them mostly as AI, but as the leaders, right? That's why the agenda system that they introduced in Civ 6 is a lot of fun, because they all have particular personalities based on their historical counterparts. So, yeah, Theodore Roosevelt will behave a certain way, Gandhi will behave a certain way, Alexander will behave a certain way. And there's also a random element, because there's a secondary agenda that's always random for everybody. And it will always be, yeah, like, you know, if you don't when you deal with people, you may deal with somebody that just doesn't like you, just hates your guts for no good reason. They don't like you because they don't like your hairstyle or something. You may get something like that depending on the AI there. So it does add that. It's still not the same as like human interaction directly in this world, but you get the idea. But even without that, in Civ 5, I like looking at the AI in that way, sort of. Sometimes I do see them as AI, like, oh, you know, they're not going to give me more than 7 gold per turn for this luxury resource, but okay. Stuff like that, you know. So it does make me very curious to see what diplomacy is like in like multiplayer for Civilization. And of course for Clash of Kingdoms. Rise of Kingdoms, sorry.
Is forgotten under the power of time.
Nice. That faith is going to be helpful. Now we can start working towards a pantheon and hopefully towards a religion. Let me see how we're doing. Yeah, we will need 300. I might do a stone circle soon to be able to get that. I feel like we should also build a settler here, but I don't know. No, I want to build... I'm not saying this just because I'm Egypt, but I really want to build the pyramids. 2 workers appear near the capital. The pyramids are even much more wonderful to do, no pun intended, in Civilization. And there's Stonehenge. Look at this beautiful thing. There it is. The Temple of Artemis right here. But yeah, the bonus you get from the pyramids in Civ 6 is beautiful. Mausoleum of Halicarnassus. Okay, no, we don't need to do that. I'm sorry, we have to go for the pyramids. We have to go for the pyramids. Hopefully I can purchase a building if I get enough gold there. Might be good to purchase a caravan then to get a trade route. But I still need a ton more gold. Let me see if we can make a good deal. Yeah, I don't even have more lapis lazuli anyway. You have been an officer before dealing with diplomacy. It makes your game experience completely different and you're not a fan of it. So now when you decide starting over again, you keep your head down and just the good little soldier. That's understandable. Not for everyone, just like being a soldier, just like focusing on military. It's not for everyone. Ooh, that music. Yeah, some of these songs get very loud. But that's, you know, the modders. There's another mod that I have that's Nicaragua. And the music was so loud, I was getting sick of it. Eventually, both Spain and I was playing as Mexico. Yeah, this was my previous game, actually. If you look on the record. Both Spain and I... It's ironic that Mexico and Spain, we were allies like that. But yeah, both Spain and Mexico, which was me, eventually eliminated Nicaragua. It had nothing to do with the music, but I was very glad when we eliminated them because the music was so loud. If by any chance we get Nicaragua under Sandino, we're gonna have that situation. Or I might just reduce the music volume further. It can get really loud. Hopefully we don't get a DMCA strike here. Again, it all depends on the modders. Wow, I'm looking... You're not seeing it, but I'm looking at my tea color right now. On the teapot, and it's already looking stronger. I know I said you shouldn't judge tea by color, but yeah. Oh, we can enact this decision. Hold on. I am actually gonna have to spend the gold on this. Oh, yes. Okay, so let me read this again. We have long recorded our history. Hold on, let me change the music. There we go. I just wanted to have different music. We have long recorded our history on papyrus and in stone by simply depicting the event. Let us take this further and develop a system in which sounds and ideas can be explicitly invoked using a symbol to which they have been assigned. With it, we will be better able to honor our dead and praise the gods. We will spend 2 magistrates, which is all we have, and 375 gold, which is nearly all we have. But I just want to enact the decisions because they're unique to Egypt. Not necessarily because of the benefits they give me, but these are decent benefits. Culture and faith yields from wonders are added to the city during construction, and we are building a wonder right now, so there it is. There it is. Again, that's why I'm a casual player, and I go for Prince difficulty. I like knowing all the information that guild leaders and officers talk about, but I hate taking part in it. Oh yeah, I get you, Emerald. It's fun, right? It's fun. It's like... hopefully this analogy makes sense to you, but... I've said analogies like this before. Because again, since I have been to other worlds and other dimensions, I have to compare them to how they are here. Imagine you grab a newspaper. Work with me. Think that we're decades ago and we're not seeing everything electronically anymore, right? A lot of people don't buy paper newspapers anymore. Pardon the redundancy there. Like actual newspapers, I guess you could say. You buy a newspaper. It's this big thing of paper. Maybe it even stains your hands or something. And in it are the news of the latest thing that all the guilds in Lotro have been doing. The Blue Mountains Regiment has done this, and they're going to be hosting Harnkegger. Hopefully they do that this year. I have no idea if Harnkegger is going to happen this year. And yeah, also Feanaro Noseo will be participating strongly as always in the Harnkegger Games. And Cordovan is going to host a community event where all the guilds of all the servers come together. And now let's talk about ESO role-playing on the next page. Page 7 is talking about the latest sports events that happen in ESO. Haha. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Just to see a newspaper like that. We actually do have that sort of thing, but it's online. It's the latest news, but it's about something that interests you. If you see current politics or something like that, it can get really tedious, really depressing, and or really boring, or a combination of some of those things. So when you look at news of things you like, it's really fun. I like going to Massively OP and just seeing the latest news in MMOs. But taking it a step further, we are not looking at news from the meta perspective of this Earth you are potentially watching me from. No, from the dimensions they are from an in-universe perspective. You must travel, you must commit yourself to the multidimensional lifestyle. Or at least I do. That's why we have the multidimensional portal. Previously I referred to it as a time vortex, but I want to start calling it the multidimensional portal. I know it's a mouthful, but time vortex is more of a potentially copyrighted name. Or at least it's more of a Doctor Who name. Oh, we can destroy these archers. Let's do that. And is that a new civilization? I think that's the Buccaneers. Well, let's see if something happens here. Yes, I think that's Buccaneer territory. Just want to be aware of everything happening around me or whatever is about to happen. Yeah. I mean, I was talking about knowing it for fun. It's great to see what the latest thing is. Oh, yeah. I mentioned the Blue Mountains Regiment, but another shout out to them because... I'm not sure if they're still doing it because, again, I've been out of the game for 6 months, but...
I wield Mistletoe,
hold on.
The demon sword. A blade once held by one of the 12 legendary crusaders in my world.
I told you it was going to be a Fire Emblem quote. And, oh, and take a look at the splash screen for the classical era.
He who knows others is wise. He who knows himself is enlightened.
It's exclusive to Egypt, or at least to the civilizations from the area where Egypt is. That's also the cultural diversity mod at work here. And it's just beautiful. I love it. I love it. Just for yourself not to be clueless. Right, exactly. For me, it's fun, personally, though. But of course, you may also have a more, in lack of a better word, business-like purpose for that. But what was I going to say? I forgot. Lost my train of thought. I was going to say something there. What was I going to say? I forgot. Do remind me. What was I talking about before the Fire Emblem quote came up? I think my tea is ready now. What the hell was I saying? Let me get some tea in the meantime. My Ceylon Black. On the weekends, I tend to drink some of the teas I have in storage rather than the new ones I bought. What I'm doing on the weekdays from Monday to Friday, I go for the sample teas that I was going for until I run out of them, which is going to take a while still. And when I run out of them, well, some of them are... Well, I'm not going to run out of all of them until I've sampled all of them. That's what I meant to say instead. Yes, oh, you will be a good spy listening to everything? Makes sense. Yeah, espionage. Imagine espionage there in multiplayer diplomacy. But like a player is the spy. It's not an NPC or something like that. I've seen that happen sometimes in like MMO guilds and stuff like that. There is such a thing as player spies. Sometimes it creates drama though, which sucks, but it's a fascinating concept. It's just, you gotta love that commitment that players are doing. Sometimes it sucks because it's for sneaky, malicious reasons, but yeah. Oh, espionage happens in ROK a lot? There you go. I remember what I was talking about, the Blue Mountains Regiment, yeah. Not sure if they're doing it anymore, but they do have meetings every Sunday. And they talk about the latest events, just like I was saying. The latest events they are doing, or latest events happening in Lotro, plans that they have for the immediate future. What happened the past week. They do promotions for anybody that has a promotion. If there's a new officer assigned, they do a little ceremony for the new officer. And yeah, they may offer some crafting right after the meeting. A lot of the time they go for an instance or something after the meeting. And that sort of thing. Okay, what should we do here? Yes, let's get the healing promotion. That's one of the regular promotions, so I like it. I like this promotion mod. I think it's okay. I was a bit hesitant at first, but I think it's alright. Let's get writing. This will give us the diplomatic units that we need for city-state diplomacy. Yeah, people are founding pantheons left and right, and I still don't have one of my own, so I'll have to be working on that. You know what I just realized? I am on the right side of the screen, right? Maybe I should start moving myself towards the left side. At least for civilization, because... yeah, I'm gonna have to start doing more new overlays for games. I want to start doing them more anyway. Civilization is one of those games where it's better if I'm on the left side, left corner of the screen, lower left, because then I wouldn't cover like the minimap. Maybe for the next stream though. MMORPGs are sometimes similar. Depends on where the map is, but you can usually move where it is too. Okay, what should we do? Yes, we should settle here. We don't want to have Denmark too close. They're going to hate us. Harald Bluetooth is going to crave my lands even more, but we have to do this anyway. The Spirit Forest. This is a Fire Emblem wonder. Isn't that beautiful? There's also the Hogwarts Wonder. I don't think we'll get to see it in this game because it's much, much later on. But, I mean, we won't see it today on the stream. But we can look at the Civilopedia. Yes, provides 3 slots for the unique wizard specialist. Available only through the Hogwarts Wonder. A wizard or witch produces +4 science and +2 culture per turn. Hogwarts itself produces for 4 happiness because magic is awesome. This is actually the first time I read the game info description for this. Perhaps those who are best suited to power are those who have never sought it. They probably don't have this line voiced, but if they like, I don't know if he said it in the movies, but they could get it from the movie if they do that, or they could get it from one of the audiobooks. That's something they can definitely do. And there's a historical information. Yes. Even we have a player in the top 1 guild that shares all their plans and objectives with us. Huh. You mean like without realizing that you're spying on them, or? So here, yeah, we should do a water mill. Well, the stoneworks is good because of the marble and stone. I feel let's go for the granary. Food is important. Let's keep that population growing. We'll just keep it simple. Oh, there you go. Great library built in a faraway land. Good thing I'm not focusing on science. We are building the pyramids anyway. That is important. And there's a policy. All right. Yeah, we're gonna go for production. I'm not even thinking it twice. Improve that production. Productivity.
أنا جاهز للتحرك. هيتم التنفيذ في الحال.
They don't know, but that one player is one of ours that joined them to spy on them. Ah, nice. That sounds so... Oh, man, that sounds so engaging. So immersive to be doing this sort of thing. Again, it sucks because when I see the... From most of my experiences that I've seen this happen on, it has led to drama. Because it ends up being a sneaky thing, kind of, but... I would try to be a good sport about that. I would try to just see it in that perspective that it's like, I admire your commitment. You went this far to learn our secrets. You have my admiration. I mean, we have to kick out the spy from the guild or something or take action, but you get a commendation from me. That is so fascinating. Omoshiroi janai ka. All right, we got the Pantheon. Wonderful. What should we do? Yeah, also, this is not something I like about it, but I can live with it. A lot of the Pantheons got renamed with that Fire Emblem Religions mod. So you may notice some names that are like that, but it's still okay. Let me look at them. I'm not going to read all of them out loud. +1 culture and faith from gold and silver. I feel like I have a lot of forest around me. So we could go for something that gives forest, gets culture and faith from forests. There may not be such a thing. Maybe that's just for the Celts. But also, any bonuses we get from Lapis Lazuli. Dragonstone icons +1 faith and culture from each Amber, Jade, and Lapis resource. So, considering this one. Cocoa, sugar, culture and faith from Shansen, jungle tiles, no. +10% faster food growth rates. With the Temple of Artemis, we're good. So, that's fine. +2 science cities with a city connection. Capital city connection. Oh yeah, I should start building a road between cities. I'm gonna do it with these workers. If we are able to complete the pyramids, that's gonna be better too, because I'll just get 2 workers then, so it's going to be fine. More roads will be built. Camps, bananas, citrus, coffee, sugar, perfume. Yeah, I unlike Civilization 6, most of the Pantheons really are focused more on resources than anything. In Civ 6, the Pantheons are not all... Like, only like half of the Pantheons are based on like resources around you. There's all sorts of things. And if you're lucky enough to be early to get some of the Pantheons, there's some that even give you like a free settler or free worker upon adopting them. That is so OP, so... Yeah. The AI gets those as soon as they can. Okay, +2 science from shrines, fishing boats, cities on rivers, +2 happiness, yeah. +1 faith and culture from tea and incense. Of course, I want that one. But unfortunately, we didn't get tea in this game. Maybe somebody got it, I don't know. Not all the resources necessarily appear in the game. Since there are a lot, thanks to this additional luxuries mod. Marble, stone, and iron. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for... This could be good, but... Yeah. I'm gonna go for Dragonstone icons. It's a cool name still. Even if I prefer to have the default names mostly. A spy can cause many trouble. In a previous server, we had a spy who was able to gain trust in a very greedy guild. At some point, he became an officer, and when that guild decided to attack us, our spy destroyed their guild territory and left them with nothing to possibly do. Man, that's crazy. In a good way. In a good way. See, I admire that. That's admirable. That's commendable. At least I think it is. I love that. I love that thing from players. But I can see why some people would just hate the hell out of that. And yeah, it's possible that despite what I'm saying here, my first immediate thought would be negative. I would be angry at first, but I like to think it wouldn't take me long to just admire the sheer boldness of it. The sheer cleverness of it. Alright, yeah, I want to get workers here, so these workers, it's going to take them a while, but I want to get them here. Or maybe no, I'm going to have these workers drop the road, and I'll have them there, and alright. Your advisors have proposed a number of policies that will likely profit our nation greatly if taken into effect. They are extremely radical, however, and it is possible that many will not take well to the changes. I always go for implemented proposals. Let's see. Okay, and the Empire didn't go into anarchy. It would have been only for 2 turns, though. So what happens when the Empire enters anarchy is that nothing is produced anymore. Everything stops. Gold per turn, science per turn, golden age points, culture per turn, faith per turn. If you have tourism per turn, all of that is 0. It stops altogether. Your empire is not doing anything because they're in rebellion, right? So, yeah, it would only be for 2 turns, though. It can hurt a little bit, but on epic speed, it's really not that bad. Even on standard speed, I would argue. Where it would really be bad is on quick speed, though. 2 turns could be a lot. Oh, yeah, I agree with you, Emerald. Yeah. I love that. I tend to always love the element of surprise there. Like, everybody thinks there's a certain status quo, and then this unexpected wildcard comes in. Though, in this case, it's not that much of a wildcard, arguably, because it has always been there. It's something that's always been planned. A wildcard is more like, well, you know, the Joker. And I mean the Joker, the card, and also the Joker from Batman. Just being so unpredictable, or an OP isekai character suddenly destroying the status quo of their world. Ain-sama just... Nobody expects something like that, right? And I love it when it's like that. Especially when everybody is too conceited about it, like, ha ha ha, I am the emperor of the world, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Ha ha, this is the way the world works, and I understand it. I understand everything there is. Do you really think you do? Well, let me show you this magic caster that has magic beyond level 10 that will slaughter your entire empire. That sort of thing. One Punch Man also has that. OP protagonists tend to do that. There's something so satisfying. And if you are the person doing that, yeah. But also in this case, also not just because of the wild card element, but because it's hard work. You may have to wait a long time. You're building it up. You're cooking that for a long time, and finally it's done. You've been planting the seeds for a while, and now the tree grows. The tree is ready. Alright, we should start exchanging embassies with people. I want to see what their capitals are. Yes, Gaja. We can go for that. Let's talk to Denmark and the Buccaneers as well. 2 seafaring civilizations, you might say. Denmark and the Buccaneers. Maybe even Indonesia. Maybe even Cuba, I guess, based on their real world, quote-unquote real world counterpart. You know, they are pretty much in an island. I always exchange embassies.
He'll die.
He's not doing well. He doesn't have the technology. Okay. Alright, he'll just offer me 1 gold per turn then for the embassy later. That's fine. That's fine. Oh. Charlemagne! Yes. Let me look up the lyrics for one of the songs. I want to sing, but I don't remember how the... Hold on. Charlemagne, your kingdoms are there. No. Charlemagne, your kingdoms are there for to see the power and the glory. No, hold on. Let me see. Like, Charlemagne, your kingdoms are there for all to see. The power and the glory are your destiny. The dawning of a new age will shine just like a star. Yours will be a world of lands, both here now and afar. Charlemagne. So that's from the Charlemagne album by Christopher Lee. Both albums, it's 2 albums. The first one is a symphonic metal album that's more like an opera play. And the second one is heavy metal remixes mostly, a few original songs that were not in the first one. That's it's still telling a story, but it's more like focusing on the music rather than the story. You've heard me sing songs from that before. And back before the dark ages of the MCA, I would also play them on the stream. I've been a spy once, it's fun, but the only reason I didn't do it is because you can't play with your actual guild because you are always in that other guild. Wouldn't you also have to play with them, though? Do things with them to be convincing? I don't know. Well, I don't know how the game works, though. I don't know how much you have to be involved, but... Alright. Glory to you, friend. I am Charlemagne, Emperor of the Romans and stalwart defender of the Holy Kingdom of God. What light has beckoned you to me this day? So this is Charlemagne as the leader of Francia, not the Holy Roman Empire, just to make that clear. So that's why... Well, he did say he's leader of the Romans, though. So there's that. I hope we can be friends, Charlemagne. I also got a Charlemagne mod for... Alright, Fidel Castro, we can work with that. Yeah, I also got a Charlemagne mod for Civilization 6, and that one is very clever. Shows you the fun you can have with the way the leaders and civilizations work in Civ 6. Because they didn't do a Francia or a Holy Rome civilization for him. They ended up making... I think it was... I forgot who the modder was, but it's another one of those famous modders. Nice, nice. We are the eminent builders of wonders in the world. But yeah, hold on, let me take away the music. It's quite loud. They actually did it so that Charlemagne is the leader of both France and Germany. I play with Charlemagne as France, but in my next Civ 6 game, I'm going to play with Germany under Charlemagne. And it's very clever because Charlemagne's Francia, or at least the Holy Roman Empire, well, I think it was more Francia, ended up dividing into 2 kingdoms, well, actually 3 kingdoms among his 3 children, his 3 sons. The Middle Kingdom ended up just fading into history, into one of the other 2 kingdoms, I forget which one. And then one of the kingdoms was Francia, ended up becoming France, sorry, and the other ended up becoming Germany. So Charlemagne truly is the father of both France and Germany. So there's that, there's that. Despite the name Francia, it's not just France that they ended up becoming, but also Germany. Of course, Germany also has the Holy Roman Empire in it, but you know, Charlemagne was also the leader of that. The first leader, I think. You blow up your cover if you leave to join your real guild? What do you mean? So you'll always be with your enemy guild and play with them until the right moment to... Oh, I misunderstood. No. Oh, yeah, sorry, I misread that. I thought you meant that you're always playing with your original guild, your real guild, if you will, instead of playing with those others. Okay. I mean, I thought you would just have... Again, I don't know the game, so I guess you can't do this. You can only have one account. I thought you would have like 2 accounts or 2 characters. Like in Lotro, if I did espionage like that, it would be extremely easy. Just, you know, let's say I'm spying on Durin's folk for the Blue Mountains Regiment. This is never gonna happen. They have good relations with them. They're fine with each other. But but I'm not going to join as Bolston. I'm just gonna create another character and I will join them, and then I will report everything as Bolston. Easy, right? But yeah, I figured it was something like that, but it's not. Yeah, that's definitely a big downside. And that also mirrors real-life espionage, right? You go and, yeah, you have to be in that other country, that other area of the world, and you're not gonna see your family if you have one. You're not going to see your homeland, not going to speak your language potentially. Yeah. Consumes too much time. Okay. I see what you mean. Yeah, because potentially what I would do is just I would have a fake, well, it's not really fake, but a fake account for the enemy guild. Because then when I destroy everything they hold dear, I can just let go of that account if they take retaliation against me directly. I don't know. Again, I don't know how it works. So we're on friendly terms now. Maybe it's too early? Yeah, I wanted to see if we could be friends. I like Charlemagne. I want to become friends with him. Oh, actually, let me see. Okay, no, not gonna have a good deal from him. Henry Morgan, how are you doing? Yeah, Harald Bluetooth is the one we had that trade deal with, and he's not doing that well on gold anymore. So yeah. Oh, actually, I don't have... yeah, I'm already trading Lapis Lazuli with him, so it could be good to get that tobacco. But never mind. Gajamada. I could take the 5 gold per turn. I'll take it.
Muscle.
Yeah. And he says I must accept. When they say that, it means that you're giving them a deal that's more favorable to them than for you. But it works out. Oh, but I should have waited. Could have traded the gems with Harald. Oh well. No big deal. Actually, it's kind of a big deal. I just noticed my happiness is at 3. Gotta be careful with that. Yeah, that is another downside, Emerald. You're right. You want a very good account to be a spy. The enemy leader is more likely to promote you and count on you because of your superior power. So yes, because of that, it would take more time. Because, you know, to get a powerful account as well, right? It would definitely take more time, yeah. Frankish Republic is now called Republic of Francia. Nice. So yeah, Kisil tribe is now called Kisil Republic. What about my oh, wait.
Oh, let not the pains of death which come upon thee enter into my body. I am the god Tem, and I am in the foremost part of the sky, and the power which protecteth me is that which is with all the gods forever.
From the Book of the Dead, translated by Sir Ernest Alfred Wallace Butch. Beautiful. Tile improvement, construction speed increased by 25%. That's going to be great too, and we got 2 workers. That's going to be wonderful. I think it's time to build some new settlers. What do you think? I want to go for another wonder, of course. But the economy is not going to get better anytime soon, I think. Let's go for this. Let's go for this grassland. Oh, you're fine, Retina. I hope you rested well from that nap. Hope you didn't rest too much. Hopefully you don't get any sleep issues from that. The empire has been growing in your absence. But are we an empire? No, we are a republic. We are the Egyptian Republic. We have the Cuban Chiefdom, the Buccaneer Republic, the Republic of Francia, the Indonesian Chiefdom, and the Danish Chiefdom. That Civ Names by Policies mod is so much fun. I love it. Never gonna let it go. Alright, let's see here. You get tired when it's hot? Oh, yeah, I get you. I have my air conditioner on right now, actually. I don't necessarily get tired when it's hot, but it takes my motivation away from doing anything, you know? I don't want to do anything productive. I don't want to do anything exciting, even. And, well, yeah, it sucks. I'm a cold weather person. Also because I'm more comfortable the more clothing I'm wearing. I am not one of those people that is barefoot or on sandals and with shorts on my house. When I'm actually in my own house, like you can see right here, I am dressed my best. I wear jeans, I wear socks and shoes, even if I spend the entire day on my house, because I'm more comfortable like that. I find it very uncomfortable, actually, to be in very casual clothing like that. Being half naked, for example, is like uncomfortable for me. 28C? Yeah. No, that's hot. That's hot, Retina. I can see how that wouldn't be hot for some people, but I would consider that hot for sure. Yeah. It was sitting in Western Canada, got 49.6 Celsius a couple of weeks ago for a couple of days. Bless their hearts. Bless their hearts. That's the day for ice cream. That's the day for pools, beach. The day, well, maybe not too many people on the beach right now, but that's the day to get the air conditioner at maximum if you can afford it. Get the coldest drinks you can make. My tea is going to be cold that day, you know? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Getting your freezer. Make sure you don't lock yourself in, but yeah. Hell, even going into like a pool or something, the water might be hot. It's a nightmare. Ah! What should I do here? Well, I don't think I'm going to do the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus. Oh, this is a good one, though. I mean, the Spirit Forest is good, +1 food and faith on all forests. But I really want to build another settler, so let's do another settler first. 12 turns. Oh, yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, air conditioners catching fire. That's crazy. Harald Bluetooth completed the Great Lighthouse. Considering I don't have any sea cities right now, I mean, yeah, we're not going to get that anytime soon. I should build one right here, though. That's the best spot for it, and I gotta be careful. Somebody may forward settle there. I have not explored up here. And you know what? Screw it, I'm gonna buy a scout. I really want to explore up there. I think it's important. I get the feeling there's some civilization there that I haven't met. These workers can work on this farm. Yeah, I think we're fine on the worker distribution. Until we get that next city. And they say global warming is a hoax. Ah. Never take that seriously. I mean, I don't know. I guess I just avoid interacting with people that say that. So I rarely hear anybody saying that these days. Whatever. Okay, here I think it's a good idea to do a watermill. Yeah. I always go for watermills. That's another great reason to get a city on a river. Even if it's not Civ 6, where you want to be going for the fresh water and all that. No. The watermill is great. It gives you food and production. It's fundamental. Fundamental to your city. We have city-state. Banza, Congo. Okay. How do you pronounce that first part? Mabanza, Mbanza? It's like Afonso, the first's other name. You know, Bemba Zinga, who leads Congo in Civilization 6. Again, I don't know how to pronounce it, so do let me know. Yeah, this world has global warming issues. You want to know why? You can play Civilization 6 too. It will also give you an idea. Although you do need the Gathering Storm expansion. I nearly forgot about that. It's not like I'm rich or anything, but since I have all the expansions and DLC for Civ 4 and 6, for all the Civ games I have really, I just take it for granted. I forget that you have to buy them separately, which I did for most of them, but I forget. Since I never played back to vanilla or a previous expansion, why would I do that? So I forget. Oh, you know what I just remembered? This sucks about this game, but I'm going to have to return the scouts to my home territory to be able to have them embark after we get optics. So that's going to be a long road for those scouts. Not for these ones, though. Not for these ones, potentially. The time has come. Fortune and my reign will shine like the stars in the sky, over lands and the sea. Your power's assured. You are King Charlemagne, to fight for the right to conquer and vanquish your foes. Oh, I forgot I'm supposed to take them up. Come, let's drink to the time when peace and the sun will shine, and the world will be as one forever. Charlemagne, your kingdoms are there for all to see. The power and the glory are your destiny. The dawning of a new age will shine just like a star. Yours will be a world of lands both here now and afar. Charlemagne. No castle, no keep, nor wall shall stand in my way now. No river too deep to be crossed, no ocean too wide. The light of your star shall never fade nor die. Your time has come, you are king of all you survey. Come, let's drink to the time when peace and the sun will shine, and the world will be as one forever, ever. Charlemagne, your kingdoms are there for all to see. The dawning of the glory of your destiny. Is that a new Civ? I think that's a new Civ. Yeah, you know, those Charlemagne songs that I love so much. You know, when I act, there's a great story behind. Well, there's a quite the story behind when I first heard them. I went on a little Christopher Lee rabbit hole in 2015. This was like early 2015, February or March or so, April perhaps. And it's interesting that it wasn't that time because it was like a few months later, Christopher Lee actually passed away. So right when I was getting into that rabbit hole from him, getting to learn about his amazing music, I'm like, holy cow, you should listen to it. His amazing metal albums. And I also listened to an audiobook that he did when he was even younger. His voice was kind of different for Dracula. And yeah, he passed away. And also, I ended up associating a lot of the music with Lotro because I would listen to the Charlemagne 2 Omens of Death album while I was playing Lotro a lot. And actually fit it quite nicely, even though if you pay attention to the lyrics, it's nothing to do with Middle Earth whatsoever. It can't be, but still, I associate it with Lotro kind of, and that song still fits that. Oh, is this Denmark or? I think it's another Danish city, so all the more reason to settle to the north because they may settle around here. I definitely want these territories, especially here, but I'm going to settle a bit more around here on the Krathis River, Tamay Forest, the Charatros River, and actually I should probably save these workers for that city. So I'm going to save them for now. For the next city, settlers will be ready in 4 turns. So let's wait a little bit. Maybe I should save my singing of these songs for when I actually play as Charlemagne. Maybe next game. I just like singing them. They're so much fun. Oh, another thing I should mention is that it's different voices. It's a bunch of different voices, not just Christopher Lee singing, because it's a lot of other characters in the story as well. And there's a narrator who I believe is his daughter, Christina Lee, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. And she has a great voice, whoever she is. So there's that. And so Christopher Lee plays an older Charlemagne, but there's also a younger Charlemagne who is an amazing tenor voice. Does a man have to fight all his life? Only in death to take flight to the skies. Now, my voice is not like his, but it does give you an idea of the kind of tenor voice that he sings. I don't know the name of the singer. Let me look it up. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Let me see if Wikipedia has the information here. Warmongers try to take Vincent Ricciardi. Vincent Ricciardi. Okay, wow, okay. Vincent Ricciardi. LinkedIn, okay. Didn't expect LinkedIn. It's gotta be an opera singer of some sort. No, this is not him. I doubt that's him, senior data scientist at Premise Data, no. No. Oh, there's a Spotify page for him. This looks more like who I think it was. I think this is him. Since he looks like he's singing here. Facebook. There's a Facebook page for him, or? Yeah, public figure. Wanna look into it a little bit, so bear with me. Elegant and vintage, okay. Grand Opera Musical Theater. The Sing It All married singing duo Vincent and Emily Ricciardi have performed together throughout the tri-state area. Hold on, let me see if YouTube has anything. I'm not going to listen to anything for potential copyright issues, but I want to see what comes up. Nessun Dorma, okay. Oh, Sole Mio. I'm going to have to listen to these. His voice is amazing. I loved it. He played a great young Charlemagne there. Alright, so should we go for the granary? Actually, the stone circle, no, it doesn't give food. Okay, it's not that overpowered. Yeah, let's do a watermill. It's gotta be the watermill. It's got to be the watermill. Water. whichever pronunciation you want to say it. There we go. No respect is ever shown to pope, to priest. No man nor beast can steal our cattle for to feast. Let legend mark me as the king of whom future generations will sing. Cast me not in my old age, when my will and strength doth fail. Forsake me not till I show forth thy arm to all the ages that are yet to come. Woo! High note. Now for that thing I need to go down an octave. That are yet to come. Oh, the road is ready. There we go. We need another road between Memphis and Heliopolis. I could also go down a lower octave because it's Christopher Lee's part in the song. When I sing these songs, I sing all parts because I'm a maniac like that. So I switch between octaves because some parts are from Christopher Lee that has a deeper voice in this case, the older Charlemagne, and then the younger Charlemagne, Vincent Ricciardi. I should have looked this up a long time ago. I've known about this album for, good lord, 6 years now. So, the fact that I'm only looking it up now. Some of those videos, I'm still looking at it a little bit, but some of those videos are from 11 years ago. They're on YouTube and stuff. Hold on, let me search one more thing. Just curious to see what pops up if I search it. Maybe something behind the scenes for them. Oh yeah, and there's Christopher Lee's work with Rhapsody of Fire. Magic of the Wizard Stream. Oh my god, so good. There's actually a music video for the Bloody Verdict of Verdun, but they have a different singer for the young Charlemagne, which is weird. Only this version has it for some reason. Charlemagne Productions. What is this? Hopefully you can tell what's going on. I know it's very vertical, but it's because it's a vertical monitor. Yeah, okay. Okay. Finally, let me search Charlemagne. Okay. It's probably just credits for Vincent Ricciardi and Charlemagne. Just like that. One of the best lives ever lived. Christopher Lee's. One of the best lives ever lived. So now we have the settler ready. Hold on. We want these workers to move here. Okay, perfect. I forget that the Egyptian war chariot does have a lot of movement. Potentially. I want to build more war chariots just to have the city defended a little bit better and just to have more of the unique unit. Because they're going to be obsolete eventually. It's not going to take long. They're an ancient era unit. The biggest disadvantage of ancient era unique units is that you will soon have to let go of them. Because they're from the first era in the game, so obsolescence will not take long to happen. But I really should be focusing on wonder, so I'm going to do the Spirit Forest. And I have a really good reason to keep my forests unimproved. And, well, I'll be able to take advantage of them very nicely because I'll have a lot of forests. I'll have a lot of forests around me. Maybe I should have gone for tradition. It doesn't look like I'm going to make too many cities. I could just cave and just build a lot of cities here, even if they don't have any sort of fresh water whatsoever. Maybe I should just do it. Yeah, because this area here, there's an oasis here, but still before that, there's got to be a lot more cities in between, I'd say. Since I got Liberty, I have that pressure now. We should build city after city after city. Since I really want that war chariot, screw it. Let's build another one there. The apostle says we must all appear before our Christ to judge my place in the world, the way I framed my life. It is a fearful thing to fall into God's hands. Only he who repents shall pass into the heavenly land. When all the deeds of my life are played before my eyes, will what I see come as a great surprise? Life is short, the hour of death comes certain. I must confess my sins before we draw the final curtain.
Made an
There we
instinct
go.
to know if the moon shine at full or no.
They're already recommending this city here, but because I'm worried about Denmark, might be getting a bit too paranoid, but I'm gonna settle here first, and I'll get the settlers here eventually. We'll be safe enough. Oh, that's a notification from TweetDeck. You know what? I think it's almost time to end the stream, actually. We're hitting the 3-hour mark. Yeah, we got a new Rider Henshin published. One of my favorites from the Decade NGO special. On @RiderHenshins on Twitter. I have them programmed for the week, so... Schedule, I should say. That's the word. That's a false cognate from Spanish. My apologies. False friend, if you will. Yeah, we need bronze working to complete the ancient era technologies. So those sounds you hear are notifications that TweetDeck is giving me. I prefer to use TweetDeck a lot more than Twitter, regular Twitter. But I do go for regular Twitter. I mean, on my phone, obviously, because it's the app. And I don't know if TweetDeck has an app, actually. I'm gonna need to look it up. But also because of other reasons. Sometimes it's best to upload pictures. TweetDeck doesn't have as much picture upload freedom, if you will. Okay, so let me do just one more turn. I mean, a couple more turns. And we'll call it a day here for the stream. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here for my pre-debut as a VTuber. We have a stream tomorrow, though. This is only the beginning of the week for your live streams. So I hope to see you there too, for those who can make it. Yeah, let's found that city and then we can call it a day. Tomorrow we will not be playing Civ 5. We're going to be returning after a long absence, more than half a year for heaven's sake, to Adventure Quest 3D, and we may see more Egypt-like locations if we go for the latest content, which we may or may not do. I have 6 months of content to catch up with, so we'll see. I have no clue what the content is, just, well, I have a little clue about the Egypt stuff, the Sandsea stuff, but I really don't know much about what it is. Oh, yes! I forgot! You can get a free settler like this, so alright. Let's do it. Let's, Well, actually, no, I think we're fine. I mean, meritocracy... Yeah, let's do that. Well, let's increase the happiness right now. That's perfectly fine. So the next settler, we're not going to produce it or purchase it even. We're just going to, yeah, we're just going to get that from the policy. I forgot. That's going to be great. I don't think there's any danger of anybody settling here where I want to settle. That's going to be a sea city. I'm going to need that coastal city. Not sea, sorry. Coastal is the better word for it. That's what I meant to say. Almost there. And we're almost there. Almost there. Oh, yes! Charlemagne. Let's be friends, my friend. One other thing I forgot to mention. Charlemagne reminds me a lot of Christopher Lee because of that album, but Christopher Lee is actually, was, whatever, a descendant of Charlemagne. It actually, oh, now we're the Republic of Egypt. What's the difference here? You're not seeing it behind me, but it just tells me that, it just told me that the Egyptian Republic is now called the Republic of Egypt. What's the difference with that? Just the wording? Why is that different exactly? I don't understand that. Let's get that lapis lazuli. It's not just the happiness and the potential trading. We also get faith and culture. I almost forgot about that. Now we continue exploring with those scouts that can now embark. We'll definitely embark as soon as we can. Alright, let me quick save the game here. This is a good point in which to end it, as we have founded that new city. Well, superstars, supernovas. I didn't make a big deal out of it, but I think for next week, again, we have streams still for this week. It's still 2 more days of streams. Tuesday, I think we'll go for Chivalry 2. I may still go for Assassin's Creed Chronicles India, but we'll see. Well, it has been a nice start of the Vtuber pre-debut. No, I call it like that because next week is going to be the pre-debut, because it's the 3D model. And after that is going to be, yes, Retina, you can see it in the panels below and also in the schedule tab here on Twitch. My schedule currently is Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Strategy Sunday, MMO Monday, TE Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I think it's 1 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And well, you can convert it to your time zone. I'm not going to cover all the time zones in the world. Tomorrow we will have Adventure Quest 3D as MMO Monday comes in. So I'll be there. I'll be here tomorrow and then on Tuesday as well. I may change this soon, but I think Sundays are working out nicely. Yeah, I think Sundays will be able to work out nicely, so I'll be around. Hope to see you around, Retina. It's great to see you again. Always great to see old friends. And yes, Tea Tuesday. I mean, I'm drinking tea every day, as you can see, but I couldn't resist the alliteration. Certainly, Retina. Oh, yes. Part of the theme of Tea Tuesday is to tell us what tea you're drinking today with me, for sure. And I will tell you. I will tell you tomorrow, too, because, again, I'm drinking tea every day, but still. Next week, though, we will have the full 3D debut, but, well, we can talk more about that on the next streams of the next days. I'm not going to do a raid right now because I still wanted to get used to getting back to Twitch, and I actually forgot to do this, but I need to change my raid message. We are no longer going to call it the Superstar Storm. We're going to call it the Invasion from Another Dimension. I prefer that name now. No, you didn't, Retina, because it was... Oh my god, I have so much tea right now, so it would be stacked. It would be most welcome, though. Because of the borders closing, because of the lovely pandemic. That's sarcasm, by the way. Whenever you can, if you're all able, there's no hurry, of course. Whatever you can do is much appreciated. Also, Bacon told me the little surprise that he had in there, so that was great to find out, even if I didn't get it. Even if I don't get it, whatever. Well, my superstar, my supernova friends, you are all very lovely. And stay shining bright. I will see you tomorrow for MM Monday. Have a good one. See you next time. No, that's perfectly fine, Retina. Do what you can.